I don't even I don't even know where to go. But
I don't know what to do with my hands.
We don't put the camera on ourselves. Hey, welcome to Saints TV. We're going live super early because we've got some really, really special stuff. Just for those of you, the fans out there who have their alerts turned on, they're the ones that get to see this. We didn't tell people we're going early with this, but it's so good. It's so special. And it's just for those special people who have put themselves in an elite category by liking the stream and saying, notify me when it starts. Candle Genius here. Duke Scoop. Not your average Joe. We're kicking off something amazing, something we've never done before. It's going to maybe be a little bit messy, but trust me. It's going to be so valuable. As a matter of fact, we don't even know what to call it yet, but I think we're going to offer some prizes for those of you out there who are listening. Like, you know what? I think you should call it this. We don't even know what the prizes are. Do we know what the prizes are? Joe had some ideas.
We have ideas. I mean, I assume it will include some Beeland Agri Services swag. I think I know where I can get to hook up on that. Maybe some Milk House candles, maybe a Saints TV garb of some sort. I mean, we've got all kinds of options. We will make it worth your time. We need a name for this segment, which in the future we plan to be standalone, right? That we will do once a week. And we are going to focus our energies on Class A football in Iowa, right?
That's key. Because if you look around the state of Iowa, we're second half of football season right now. It's super exciting during the second half of football season because you get to see who's the winners, who's the losers, what's the rankings, and it all kind of comes together to create a playoff picture. And there's a lot of information out there. There's so much to sort out. Class A, Class 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A. Does it stop there? It's 5A, right? 5. But it's 6 classes total. But here's
plus 8 player.
Plus 8 players, 7.
So it's 7.
So here's the kicker. We're not going to focus on all that stuff. We understand Class A, or specifically, not your average Joe, understands Class A. And we're going to talk about Class A. The other classes, there's a lot of good information for you. But if you're Class A and you want to know about Class A, this is your guy. This is your broadcast. We're not even sure what we're calling it, but it's going to be valuable. So let's dive into it, shall we?
Let's do it. So help us with a name. First off, if you have a name, put it in the chat. Send us a message. You know how to get a hold of us. Hit us on all the socials, as the kids say, and let us know what we should call.
Kids don't say that.
I know, but I like to pretend like kids say things because then I feel.
I had to pick up.
And let's be clear. This is, I think, the magic of what we do here at Saints TV is some of this collaboration. And well, wait a minute, what's that about? Tell us more about that. And so we want your feedback. We want your interaction. We're trying to focus here on Class A and just do some, hey, let's really dive in and focus on, as Eric mentioned, this is a fun time of year. Some stuff starting to get itself sorted out. There's some key matchups this week, a whole bunch of key matchups next week. So we can start to kind of get an idea of what's the postseason going to look like in Class A football. Both Duke and I talked about it earlier today as we were setting up. There's a lot of teams with potential to go all the way in Class A football this year. This has been a class dominated by a couple of teams for at least recent memory. And
absolutely,
that doesn't appear to be true in 2024. This thing's wide open. I counted 12 teams that I legit think could do it, could win this thing. There's going to be 32 teams make the playoffs. We get down to 16. They create some brackets, and away we go here. This thing's going to get fun, and it's happening quick. This is, we are already through 5 weeks. Week 6 coming up here. There's only 8 regular season games in our modern schedule format, so a lot of things happening in a hurry. Let's start with last week's results. Let's go through just some of those key results that we took a look at from last week. They look like this. There was 2 huge ranked matchups here in Class A. Earlham played Madrid. Earlham wins that one 21-14 in a statement game. Battle of ranked teams. That was a fun game from my understanding. Earlham comes out on top, kind of sends that statement that District 7 is loaded and ready to go. ACGC, led, of course, by Angus Young, Earlham, and Riverside all appear to be legit there in District 7. I think Earlham winning that matchup with Madrid kind of proves that point last week. Next up, Lisbon and Pekin. Pekin, a team that had shot up the rankings in the weeks before. Lisbon goes in and knocks out Pekin 28-15 in that battle of ranked teams. And again, what was a fun game, and Lisbon kind of sent that message that we're a top 5 team. We belong, and they proved that last week. North Lynn over East Buchanan. East Buchanan came in ranked, I think, mostly on what they did last year, right? They had some guys back. They lost some key guys as well. North Lynn, unranked early in the season. Again, a team that has been flying up the boards in terms of getting noticed in Class A. They didn't just beat East Buchanan; they beat them 32-0.
Oh man!
So they took East Buchanan down easily there. North Lynn wins that one. Easy for me to say. In the upset of the night in Class A, North Tama beats Wapsie Valley 22-13. I think most fans would agree with me. That is an upset, with North Tama beating Wapsie Valley. That district number 3, which includes a team the Saints played last week, Nashua Plainfield, is wide open. It was that way last year. Didn't get decided till the last week. Spoiler alert, District 3 is going to come down to a tie in Not Your Average Joe's opinion. We'll find out. Yeah, my wife loves it when I talk in third person, by the way, so she's gonna call me out on that one.
Well, she's not even hearing it unless she's got her alerts set up for when this thing kicks off. So
I bet she does.
Maybe she might have the winning idea too for what we call this.
We just got a like, so whoever did that agrees with you.
Okay,
good. And hey, just to go back on that, you referenced it's an 8-game season, right? There's just not a lot of games. Nash was a great example of a team who came in here unbeaten last weekend. You know, they didn't have a great strength of schedule coming in that to go 4-0 to visit St. Ansgar. They did what they needed to do. They won the games they needed to win, but they didn't really have a chance to prove themselves really in that, right? And so that's why that game here in St. Ansgar was, I'll say, such an eye-opener for those who were looking at Nashua Plainfield and saying, man, like this team, like 4-0, things are going great. And they kind of had the same situation happen last year. Their schedule got stronger as the season progressed. They won the games they should have won, and St. Ansgar proved challenging to them last week. But we see a lot of that, I think, across the state.
You got it.
You got to win the games you're supposed to win, and you only get 8 games to prove yourself.
Yep, exactly. Let's go there next. St. Ansgar blows out undefeated Nashua Plainfield 27-7. And it wasn't that close, right? You can watch it back here on this channel if you want. If you want proof that it wasn't that close, I think St. Ansgar dominated that game outside of one play for Nashua Plainfield and a couple of good defensive plays. Now, to be fair, Eli Kalanoff was limited at best. He was on the field. He is their dude. He is their guy, their leader, their athlete, and he was down. You could tell he played. Had not played in the 2 weeks, or I should say left a game 2 weeks earlier, did not play in the game the week before, I believe with an ankle, and was out there giving it everything he had, but he wasn't 100%. So St. Ansgar dominates that one 27-7. In our last game of Week 5 recap looks like this. ACGC tops Riverside in a shootout 50-42. 92 points in a high school football game.
That was a dandy to watch, I'm sure.
It was a ton of fun. I just watched a few highlights, and that took me 25 minutes, right, just to watch the touchdowns. So a lot of action in that one. ACGC has been in that top 1 or 2 spot in most rankings all season long. Riverside came into that game undefeated as well, has played really, really well, and they hang with ACGC, but at the end, ACGC wins that one 50-42. So those are your Week 5 kind of key results as we look at how those results shape the district standings. Let's do that now. Let's jump on over to those district standings and take a look at where we are through 5 weeks. We're going to break this into 2 chunks here. So here is districts 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just a couple quick notes on each one as we kind of look through there. Galen Catholic leads District 1. Of note, they already have secured victory over MMCRU. So that one up there, Galen Catholic already has that victory. That
was last night, right?
They are that was last week, or excuse me, a couple weeks ago. So they are in the driver's seat there in that district. They need to win out, and they will win that district. You can see the Sibley Ocheyedan team that these Saints played in the playoffs last year. We talked about during that playoff game last year. Like, this team's going to be really good. They were super young. Well, they have proven it. They are 3-2 overall, 3-1 in district play as well. In District 2, obviously the district we're familiar with here in Saints TV land, West Hancock in the driver's seat there. They are 4-0 in district play already, have an extra game in over everybody else for one. They have a win over St. Ansgar in that 21-20 thriller. They're at West Hancock, so they hold that lead. Newman Catholic 3-0. Plays St. Ansgar this week, so we'll have that game here in a couple of hours. That will sort itself out. We'll know a lot more about District 2 after tonight. Previously mentioned District 3, Nashua Plainfield, who we saw here last week, right? That was a non-district game, obviously. So Nashua Plainfield is 3-0 in the district. They have a win over North Tama already, okay? And North Tama has a win over Wapsie Valley. And Wapsie Valley,
triangle.
Exactly. Wapsie Valley plays, obviously, Nashua Plainfield here in a couple of weeks. So all of those yet to be sorted out. Don't forget about South Winneshiek. North Butler has a chance to make some noise there yet, too. So there's that district is wide open. I predict that thing ends in a tie, and we're going to tiebreakers in District 3. I think it's one of those, we all just beat each other. Now the state gets to sort it out with the tiebreaker, which is that point system over there on the right, which we are not going to talk about this week, but as it gets more relevant, we get to those last weeks, we'll talk through how this whole point tiebreaker thing works. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I mentioned love triangles, but did you know that every triangle is a love triangle and you love triangles?
Oh, it's very true.
You know,
very
that
true.
is a fact, dude.
I mean, that's the kind of hard-hitting journalism we bring you here on Saints TV.
And by the way, if you're looking to see what camera, what's going on behind this graphic, well, that's Duke running the graphic, just in case you're curious to know what those magic stripes are.
I'm in charge of making myself pretty. Duke is in charge of making the broadcast pretty. So everything that you see out here that you're impressed with is that guy making it happen. You can see why we hide him behind the camera or behind the computer.
You can see.
Just kidding. District 4. I'm going to call this one a toss-up. This is going to be a fun district to watch play out. Maquoketa Valley, who nobody's talking about. All they do is blow everybody out. They lead that District 4 donut. North Lynn, though, everybody's talking about North Lynn. We talked about how they've kind of skyrocketed up the charts in the rankings. They have a win over Starmont already, who's also ranked. So the fourth team in this district's ranked. Bellevue, unranked, right? They play this week. So they play Maquoketa Valley tonight. Maquoketa Valley and Bellevue will be a game to watch tonight. We'll try to bring you an update on that game throughout the night. Tonight, Northland has that win over Starmont as well. So you can see we got 3 4-0 teams and a 3-1 team at the top of District 4. That one will be fun to watch play
this
out.
town ain't big enough for the 4 of us. That's
right.
what they're all saying.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying.
And you see poor East Buchanan down there at the bottom, 0-5, 0-4 in district play. They have been the victim of graduation and then playing a whole bunch of really good teams. That District 4 looks to be stacked. District 5 looks like this. Lisbon leads it. They have a win over Pekin already. Pekin in second place. They have a win over Danville. Lisbon, as we talked about, kind of solidified their spot atop that district with that win over Pekin last week. District 6, Madrid has wins over Mount Ayr and Linville Sully already. So they, again, driver's seat there. Mount Ayr plays Linville Sully this week. So we'll be watching that one as well. That'll be a key result we'll bring you next week on this show, yet to be named. Help us out if you have a name. District 7. Angus Young and ACGC, 4-0 in the driver's seat there. They have several impressive wins there already. They beat Earlham. That's Earlham's lone loss is ACGC.
1 touchdown score, right?
Yep, in a really close game. So Earlham, they're in second place. Riverside in third. I think all 3 of those teams dangerous and can make a bunch of noise in the playoffs. That one will be fun to watch play out as well. ACGC also has a win over Riverside. So again, ACGC has given both losses in district play to Earlham and Riverside as well. Earlham and Riverside play in 2 weeks. We'll keep a close eye on that one. District 8, last district looks like this. Tri-Center Neola, 3-0 in district play, 4-1 overall. They are out front there, but Woodbury Central right behind. So Woodbury Central, we talked about, had that non-district loss earlier, but they beat St. Albert last week. So they're still 3-0. Woodbury Central and Tri-Center Neola also play in 2 weeks, not tonight, but next week. So that will be a game that will go a long way towards deciding the top of District 8. So that's a look at where everything shakes out through 5 weeks. For most districts, they have 4 district results in, some only 3. The last set of kind of district buys are tonight, so we'll start to see those. Or non-district games are tonight. So we'll start to see those kind of even out, and we will have a much better picture. Obviously, there's 3 key games tonight, and then there's 4 or 5 huge matchups next week, which will help sort that out. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that as we go throughout the season, as we get closer here, and we kind of sort out the who's got it and who doesn't in Class A football.
I love it. And that's really, really great to see, kind of like we talked earlier about. This is Class A. We're talking about all teams in Class A. If you're looking for another school that's above Class A, that's not what you're going to find here. But after that breakdown, can we talk a little bit about Iowa High School Athletic Association rankings?
Let's do it. So this last Monday, the September 30th, I believe, right? That would have been, the IHSAA came out with their first set of official rankings. And you remember, I believe this started, I think it was just last year. Yeah. My years run together. But
2023 first year for it.
All right. So they started the official rankings. Their first edition came out on Monday, and they look like this. No real surprises, in my opinion. West Hancock leads it at number 1, ACGC number 2. I think those were your easy number 1 and number 2. In what order, you can probably argue either way. In fact, if you look at all the 7 or 8 polls that the various media outlets around the state put out, you can argue that it's about a 50-50 split. But West Hancock officially gets the nod in the state poll. Number 1 coming in at number 1, ACGC number 2. We talked about them. Your Saints here in St. Ansgar are number 3. Their lone loss was on a last-second blocked field goal. At least that's what the officials said. To make that a 21-20 final. St. Ansgar led that entire game. West Hancock charged back at the end and won it 21-20. So that's the Saints' lone loss. They play Newman Catholic here tonight, who comes in 4-0 or 3-0 in conference play.
And that
play.
One win probably is what gives West Hancock the extra bump to be first overall. Because
you got it. If you're that committee in Boone, which is like 3 Boone staff members, 3 IHSAA staff members, plus a couple of retired coaches, and Jeff Linder from the Gazette, Cedar Rapids Gazette, that's who's on that group. I'm sure that has to weigh big, right? If, hey, we think St. Ansgar's pretty good, and West Hancock has that win over them. If they have another win over a top 5 team, we have to give them the nod in that first-second matchup. I think you're spot on there.
And, I'm kind of surprised we're still at 3, to be honest, after losing. I mean, you look at North Lynn. Who'd you say they stomped this last week? East Buck.
Yep.
32-0.
Yep.
They're still sitting 5th behind us at 5-0. Lisbon's undefeated, and they beat Pekin. Pekin.
Yep.
25-18. So I mean, a couple touchdown score there. They're undefeated, but we still hang on to the 3 spot.
Yep. I think again, my opinion. You look at this top 10. I think 3 through 8 could probably go in a whole bunch of different orders. I just think there's a whole bunch of interesting stuff going on here, and this is part of why I say I think anybody could win Class A this year. It's because you can make an argument for these 10 teams, plus, by the way, I think 2 or 3 more yet that aren't even on this list, that have great losses and a couple of big wins. And you're going, well, wait a minute, why is St. Ansgar at 4-1 over an undefeated Lisbon or North Lynn team? Yeah, let's have that discussion. I think that's what's fun about high school football, is that will play itself out, right? This isn't some national organization where we're 1,000 miles apart and those games aren't possible. Guess what? If those are the top 5 teams, we're going to find out who's better, because we're going to play this thing out to a final winner, and that's going to be a ton of fun. And that's why I think high school football, especially small town high school football, so much fun, because you get to have those discussions. You get into some of that. Well, who's better? I don't know. We're going to find out.
And we were only a chip shot field goal away from being swapped spots with West Hancock there. So
you got it. You got it. Or
right
a defensive stop late in that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But yeah, just to your point about being so fun, I think Class A, having seen some different games around the state, maybe this is probably biased because we're in Class A, obviously, but I think it's one of the most electric, dynamic classes because of all the small towns you have, and like you have some teams that are like really good, and you have some teams that the smaller schools are not as well funded, so they're probably not as good. So you see a lot of um, a lot of variance in how good and great some of the teams are, and how I guess put it plainly, bad the other teams are.
Right. Yep.
And so you got we're a small public school in a town of 1,500 people, and we'll play teams that are from a metro area. So it's like you have all they're all over the state. It's not just like where the 5A teams are all downtown in some metro area. Like you just have a little bit of everything in Class A football.
You got it, and that does make it fun. And you look through that list, you're exactly right. You got Lisbon, Northland, Earlham, Tri-Center, who are kind of all in that same, geographic, and demographic areas as we are. And then you get to places like Galen Catholic, right, and that are in Lamar's, right,
Yep.
and just a totally different area there. Woodbury Central, which is about as rural of an area as you can get. And when you're from St. Ansgar and you're calling an area rural, it's rural. And that's
because we can see cornfields from
correct. We literally
like
can see
most Class A high school,
right? Exactly. So. If you can't see a cornfield, is it really a Class A football field? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah, I love that part about it.
So looking at these rankings,
yes.
Why does it matter? Like you said, it's a little bit subjective, right?
You bet.
Hey, we're gonna do what we can. We haven't not everybody's played everybody. It's so subjective as to who should be where on this. Why does this even matter?
Yep. So it's a great question, and I think ultimately the biggest reason is because it matters come playoff time. The state is going to use these official rankings to determine who's going where, especially in weeks 2 and beyond of the playoff season. And they're going to use it to seed the semifinals and beyond once they get to the Dome. So these rankings, this set of rankings we just went through matter because if you come in number 3, let's say, and you're the highest ranked team, well, you get to play the lowest ranked team that's left in there. So it helps determine matchups, and it helps determine where you're going to go early in the playoffs as well. So it does both of those two things. The state is going to use those not as a guideline. They didn't use them as a guideline last year. They used them as this is the ranking. This is how we're going to seed things. We don't need to have a discussion about how we're going to seed it because we already know we've put the work in to do this through there. A couple of teams I talked about that are missing, maybe the biggest question is where's Maquoketa Valley on this list? They can't be far off of it. They have to be right there. Pekin, who we talked about, lost last week to a ranked team, and then Riverside, same thing, lost to a ranked team. So they are both right there, or all 3 of those teams are right there. So there's the 12 or 13 teams that I keep mentioning. I think it's these 10 on the screen: Maquoketa Valley, Pekin, and Riverside. That are all right there. If you're looking for a 14th, I think Bellevue might be the 14th. We'll talk about that here in just a minute, but fun to have this. This gets updated every single week, so we will have a new version for you. Week 6 comes out on Monday, and we'll bring that to you with our analysis as well next week.
And to Eric's question too, these rankings matter as well because when it comes playoff time, and you kind of alluded to this, Joe, it could mean the difference between, is your ride to the game a 5-minute bike ride from grandma's house after having milk and cookies, or is it a 2.5-hour bus ride?
You got it. And if you don't think that matters for high school kids, boy, you are incorrect about that. That matters. It absolutely matters. Now, you can overcome it, but it's a factor. It's a real factor. Like you said, can I roll out of bed and go play a football game, or do I have to roll out of bed 4 hours earlier than normal, get on a bus,
right,
and get there, after a whole day of travel?
And you ask guys like Double Dill or Derek Heeman, Lyman.
Yep.
I'm a tall guy and I don't fit in bus seats. So yes, those guys up front that are having to do the blocking. You got to sit crammed in a bus seat for
right.
2.5
Yeah.
hours. It's not fun.
You're 6'4", 285. This bus seat's built for a 5'8", 160-pound kid. Good luck, for sure.
So that said, obviously we're still talking about an 8-game regular season, still talking about winning the games you have to win. What do you see in Week 6 key matchups, Joe?
Yeah, there's a few of them out there. I'm going to call out 5 games that I think will be key in determining these final standings here, as we talked about. The first one, Game 1, Bellevue at Maquoketa Valley. I talked about both these teams as just out, in my opinion, just outside the top 10. This is going to be a fun one. Bellevue at 4-1, Maquoketa Valley at 4-1. They are in the same district, so this is a district game, and it will go a long ways to determining that District 4 champion. They're both 4-0 in district play, 4-1 overall. That'll be a fun one. Mount Ayr plays Linville Sully. Mount Ayr was ranked early in a bunch of polls. They play here tonight with Linville Sully, who is just kind of a perennial powerhouse in baseball, football, you name it, right?
Yes,
they just have athletes in that area, and they come ready to play. They will show up. That will be a fun game. Both Mount Ayr and Linville Sully have both lost to Madrid already, who is way out front in that district. So the winner of this one puts themselves in position to have a home football game, right? Because if you finish second in your district, you will play a home football game. You will play a 3 seed from another district. The state's already set those rules up, and they follow those as well, sort of regardless of travel, right? We saw that last year when Sibley Ocheyedan, who most people in Mitchell County have never even heard of Sibley Ocheyedan, traveled.
Ask how to pronounce it.
Right, yeah. Had to travel darn near 3 hours to come play a football game in the first round because that was the matchup that made the most sense. So you do see they take geography into account, but it is not the final answer in that. Tri-Center at 4-1 plays Council Bluffs St. Albert. St. Albert's record always looks a little wonky because they play a couple of 3A teams to start the season, and then they kind of roll into their district play. They always get better. Obviously they're in Council Bluffs, so they are in a big area. They end up playing some of those big schools. They are 2-1 in district play, but did lose to Woodbury Central in a good game last week. So again, St. Albert tonight and Tri-Center, they're kind of both teams there would be fighting for their playoff lives here. If you're St. Albert, they need this one, so that'll be a fun game. Newman Catholic at 4-1 here in District 2 comes to St. Ansgar tonight. Newman is 3-0 in district play, so they're actually in second place in the district as we speak. St. Ansgar 2-1 with that one loss to West Hancock. So they'll play tonight. This will be, again, determines who gets a home game. St. Ansgar loses this one, they'll likely be on the road in game number 1 of the playoffs, and same thing for Newman Catholic. So that message is getting sent to players across the state tonight. Hey, you want to play at home one more time, seniors? You want a 9th game, and you want that 9th game to be at home? Let's go win tonight. And I think that message is getting spread across the state here tonight. We'll keep an eye on that one. Obviously, we'll bring you that one live right here on Saints TV in about 65 minutes.
65 minutes. And you know what? And I'm just doing the research here coming into this week. I'm sure the folks in Mason City at Newman wouldn't tell you that they've done this quietly, but I haven't really been paying a lot of attention to Newman. I was surprised to see a 4-1 record here for Newman, but obviously they got a lot on the line tonight.
And they've rattled off 4 straight wins. They lost their first game to a 1A Central Springs team in a shootout, and have rattled off 4 straight victories.
So they're rolling.
We'll talk more about that one here in just a minute. Sibley Ocheyedan, we've talked about them a couple of times tonight, just because we're so impressed we know how to say the name of the town now. Sibley was easy. It was that Ocheyedan thing that took a second.
You got it.
They come in 3-2 against the district leader there of Galen Catholic. That's a District 1 matchup. Galen Catholic's 3-0 in district, and District 1, Sibley Ocheyedan 3-1. Those are your 5 key matchups as we roll in to week number 6.
Well, where do you want to go now?
should we talk a little bit about? We've talked about teams. We've called a bunch of folks out. We've kind of said, well, we think these might be the 13 or 14 best teams. Well, let's put our money where our mouth is, should we? Let's make a way too early, way too bold playoff prediction. Let's start looking at some numbers as we roll into this last week.
Before you get to that, exactly. Quick commercial break. Timeout. Quick commercial break. We're still looking for a name for this thing, right? So if you're watching this and you're liking what you hear, like, hey, this I dig this, right? And as we even talk about, we get a little deeper right now into like, let's make a bold statement into what this might look like. We are looking for, what are we going to call this thing? This is week 1. What does week 2 look like? I say Saints TV t-shirt like the one you see here. Saints TV cap like the one you see there. Certainly they're at stake for the winner. There may be more. We'll find out. But that's a quick commercial break. Think about what we're calling this as we go into the next stages. Be bold, be courageous. Where are we going now, Joe?
Duke, do you want to do some week 6 projections first, or you want to go into playoff picture?
Projections?
Let's do it.
Week 6?
So we just talked through all of those games that we kind of think are key games to watch here. So let's do this. Let's give a little analysis and a little... who do we think is going to win that thing? And by we, who do I mean? Who's we?
Hammer time? You just walk
Hammer time is part of the we. But also, we have Steve on board here at Saints TV. And we have not introduced you to Steve yet. But you're going to get to know Steve. Steve is a master prognosticator, I believe is the word.
That is the word.
He's
a soothsayer. He sees all things. He has a supercomputer. He likes to do analysis and then say, you know what, Saints TV, here is what you're going to see tonight. So, week number 6, Steve says Maquoketa Valley over Bellevue big. 38-14 is Steve's final score prediction there. He thinks the balance for Maquoketa Valley is the difference, that they will have that they'll have that advantage, their ability to shut down opponents. They have 4 straight shutouts while moving the ball on the ground and through the air, makes Maquoketa Valley a huge favorite over Bellevue tonight. Linville Sully.
That's bold.
Versus Mount Air. Mount Air, 34. Linville Sully, 20. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Mount Air rolls into Linville Sully and wins that one. Linville Sully has the playmakers and the experience in close games, but Mount Air is the more complete team, especially with their balanced offense and stronger defense. Steve, we're going to hold you to this. We're going to find out if Steve gets these right. He's got Mount Air 34, Linville Sully 20. Game number 3, St. Ansgar versus Newman Catholic. Let me give you some analysis first. Okay. Yeah. Again, this is Steve. This is not me. Steve says St. Ansgar's powerful rushing attack, disciplined defense gives them the edge. Newman might have a more versatile offense, but St. Ansgar's ability to control the clock and field position through their ground game and special teams will likely decide this one. St. Ansgar 28, Newman 20.
Wow.
Now, Steve gathered some information today that leads him to believe a significant number of Newman Catholic's starting lineup will not be seeing the field tonight here in St. Ansgar. A key injury at the quarterback spot, rumor has it. Thomas McGuire out tonight versus the Saints. So back to the supercomputer. Steve went and did a little more analysis. Said, okay, let's take quarterback out. Maybe one other guy out. Big guy up front might not be playing tonight. Rumor has it. Adjusted score: St. Ansgar 28, Newman 10.
So defensively, for Newman, the St. Ansgar is going to score the 28 either way.
You got it.
Right? But Steve says we don't expect to see quite the offense.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. If quarterback is indeed out, that will limit their offensive production. Galen Catholic versus Sibley O'Cheeden, another good one. Steve's got Galen Catholic in this one, 31-20 over Sibley O'Cheeden, giving the nod to that running attack and balanced defensive effort for Galen Catholic.
That's their Steven he's picking.
Steve.
I'm looking at the screen now for the first time. Maybe
Steve
it's
knows.
been up there, but Steve's pick. Got it.
Steve has got this one.
Steve the Saint, by the way.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so last one, right? We have one left. Tri-Center versus St. Albert. Given the trends, Steve says Tri-Center likely to control the game. St. Albert's offense may score, but they won't be able to keep up with the firepower that Tri-Center's bringing tonight. Balanced offense and defensive strength is the key. Tri-Center 38, St. Albert 20.
Steve calls Tri-Center to win that one.
Steve, the St. Lee soothsayer, has made his selections tonight. We, like I said, it's the computer. We'll keep you updated. We're going to have a record here for Steve in these key games. We'll keep track for you. We'll let you know not only his record, but maybe we'll do some sort of standard deviation if we get Henry here, the smart guy in the booth, to do that math for us. We'll see how close he is from week to week.
What grade are you in? 6. Are they teaching you standard deviation and statistics stuff yet?
Well, it's going to be an uphill battle for you, young man.
Probably teaching them.
I see over that.
3 out of these 5 home teams win. 2 visiting teams win, according to Steve.
That's Steve's predictions of the night. Don't be mad at St. Stevie. Be mad at Steve.
Wait. Are the teams in the bottom all home teams? Did I get that right?
That's a great question. I guess I assumed you got it right.
I assume so too, because you're the Duke.
Graphic while we were going.
You know what? Let's just scratch that.
I can tell you, Bellevue is at Maquoketa Valley, so Maquoketa Valley is the home team. Okay. Mount Ayr is the home team.
Oh, so I did.
Yeah. Whoopsie.
St. Ansgar's the home team. Galen Catholic is the home team, and St. Albert is the home team.
Missed this.
You just missed one. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's all right.
So he actually has 4 out of the 5 home teams winning this one.
I wonder if Steve factored in home field advantage.
I bet he did. Smart guy, that Steve.
Didn't even mention it. It's just so given.
Mm-hmm. So let's wrap this thing up, guys, with this bold prediction that we promised, right? That we are, and we're going to try to update this. We're going to go week to week. We're going to take all this information that we just spit out at you, all this data, everything we know about these teams as we watch, those kind of current matchups, last week's key matchups, this week's upcoming matchups, and we're going to do a way too early, way too bold playoff prediction.
Oh, I love that.
Making the playoffs in Class A.
I love it. We got to do that.
So should we start with each pod and then show the overall picture?
Let's do it.
Big picture first.
Nope. I think we start. Let's kind of like a bracket reveal, right?
Yeah.
And by the way,
March Madness time.
You got it.
Or,
Fall Frenzy.
Fall Frenzy.
We called it Fall Frenzy. I like it. We understand, by the way, that there'll be 32 teams that make the playoffs in Class A. After week 1, they will reseed them. They'll actually create these pods after week 1. The state has the luxury of waiting a week. Not here on St. TV.
No, we do
We
not.
don't have that luxury.
That's not how we roll.
No.
We have to do it 4 or 5 weeks early.
Correct. We have to do it this week, and so we did. So we are going to...
Our hands were tied.
Yeah,
we
wish
we had a choice, but we had to do this, unfortunately. So if you're upset with us, we're sorry. But our hands were forced here.
We are not scared. We are going to put it out there for all of you to see, and it looks like this. Bracket number 1, pod number 1. We're going to call this the West Pod. Saints TV Class A, way too early playoff picture looks like this. West Hancock will play South Central Calhoun in that first round matchup.
I'm going to quick interrupt here. So we're talking about week 9, right?
This is week 9.
After 8 regular season games, is this Steve's pick or is this Joe's pick?
No,
this
is the collective efforts of all of us in this room that we take the information we have.
Yep.
We take Steve's best guesses, right? Because, he's got a computer, but he's not.
One voice.
He's one voice.
He's not the voice. He's just one.
You got it. And then Duke and I put our heads together today because we both had free time. Eric was making candles or something. He couldn't be there. But we put our heads together here and said, based on what we know today, who's making it, who's in, who's out, it looks like this.
And I just want to clarify for the audience at home, just in case they weren't catching up, we're going to Steve. This is week 9, potential playoff picture. I know we're only in week 6.
Right? We haven't even played week 6 yet.
We haven't played week 6 yet. All right, let's go
Okay.
again. Sorry for
No,
the
you're
disruption.
fine.
I want to make sure everyone at home understood the situation.
Perfect. So we're going to reveal 8 teams at a time. Here's your first 8. We're going to call this the West Pod. West Hancock, South Central Calhoun. Galen Catholic plays HMS. If you know what HMS is, please say it now. I believe it's Hartley, Melvin, Sanborn.
Right.
Correct.
I couldn't fit it all in there.
I
in
got
the
it.
graphics,
I got
so
it.
I just shortened it. So sorry for all
and
the
I
Hartley, Melvin Sanborn fans
3
who are
beautiful towns.
listening right now.
Beautiful.
Great logo, too.
Yeah.
Like the logo.
Yeah, very nice logo.
Woodbury Central, Saints TV, way too early playoff picture. We have them predicted as a 3 seed against that aforementioned Sibley Cheaton team. Tri-Center Neola and St. Albert matchup
Rematch
at the
of
bottom.
tonight's game.
Yeah, rematch of tonight's game
And
is the
we
call.
should clarify that the state doesn't actually seed them like this. This is kind of ripped off from March Madness. This is how a March Madness bracket would kind of look.
Yep.
But it was easier for us to kind of seed them that way as we were going through looking them at the districts because there's top 4 in each district or something.
Correct.
Maybe should we talk about how you get in the playoffs,
Let's-
Joe, or should we do that at the end?
No, let's do it now. I think we should do it now. That you have to basically finish 1, 2, 3, or 4 in those 8 districts. 32 teams make it. Mitchell County math says 4 times 8 districts is 32. Henry, good job. So 32 teams make it in that first round. If you win your district, you will play the number 4 seed, a number 4 somewhere. Right? You will play a 4. If you're a 2, you will play a 3. If you're a 3, you will play a 2. And I think you probably get it from there, right? So that's how that first round matchup is going to go. Those are determined. That's how they will be done. After that first round, teams will be placed into 4 pods. So again, we're trying to predict what those 4 pods might look like after that first week, after week 9 is over. So that's what we're trying to do here. Make sense?
Yeah, and there's so many key matchups. When we talked about this when we were doing the games to watch this week, so many games that haven't been played yet. I mean, that's kind of why we're calling this way too early. It's
Right.
like, how do you pick the district winner when the best teams in the district haven't played?
Everybody's 3-0 and they haven't played
Right.
each other yet. Yeah.
So if you're offended by a low seed by your team,
Hang on a week.
hang on a week. It'll change.
That's right.
So
Let's move to pod number 2. The next 8 teams in our way too early playoff picture looks like this. ACGC, the 1 seed there. Earlham, the 2. Down at the bottom, the 3. Madrid, 4. Mount Air, 5. Riverside, that'll be a whale of a football game if that one comes out. That'd be fun to watch. No, the 6 here at North Mahaska, number 7, MMCRU. Bonus points if you know what the M, the C, the R, and the U stand for, and you're not from Marcus, Meredith, Cleghorn, Remsen, or Union.
I think you just gave it away.
Oh, no, did I?
Yes, I think you did.
Shoot, okay.
Let's see if they're listening.
Let's see if they're listening. And then Westwood is the 8 seed. So there are your second set of 8. So again, if we play this thing out right, we see maybe ACGC matching up with Mount Air or Riverside in the second round. Maybe that's a pod. Is ACGC, Riverside, Madrid, and Earlham? Ooh, boy, that'd be a good one too. So that's kind of what we're trying to predict there. That is pod number 2. We'll call that the South. Pod 3, the Central. Looks like this. North Lynn comes in number 1. Saints would be number 2 of St. Ansgar. Starmont 3. Pekin 4. Linville Sully 5. The 6, Newman Catholic 7. North Tama, and the 8, South Winneshiek. That is how we have that Central pod playing out as your third set of 8. And the final pod looks like this. In the East, Lisbon, Columbus, Bellevue, and Wapsie Valley, Nashua Plainfield, Lake Mills, Maquoketa Valley, Danville are your last 8 into the playoffs. As we predicted here way too early, 4 weeks from now, we think these might be some of the games you'll see across the state in the Class A playoffs. Can't wait to see this thing play out as we go through the weeks. Can you bring up the whole thing now, all at once here, Travis?
yes, I can. Where did I put it?
If he can find it. So as you find it, he's going to bring up that entire playoff picture. We're going to update this, have fun with this. We'd love to hear your feedback. You've got thoughts like, you guys are way off. Here's here's what I think will happen. Let us know. Let us know out there. That's what's fun about this. Everybody kind of knows their team and knows what to expect. There will be some key games tonight that'll help sort us out, and then we will be right here next week to talk about how those games went and set you up next week on the 11th of October. There are 4 or 5 games that are going to be super fun to watch. We'll be back here next week to talk all about them and update our playoff picture based on those numbers.
Yeah, you get a behind-the-scenes look of me. I put in the wrong graphic, so I gotta go find it.
Fixing the graphic
field right now.
There we go.
Look at that. There you go. There's our complete playoff picture. Hit us up on Instagram or Facebook. You can find this exact playoff picture graphic so you can kind of go through, pick it apart, tell us what you think, tell us where you agree, where you disagree. That's our opinion on the top 32 teams in Class A football.
Pretty sure it'll. Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
I was saying, I like that we've noted that round 1 winners are redrawn into 4 pods. It's unique to football. I like that system. I think we should do more of that. Maybe baseball, for example. But
instead of trying to set them halfway through the season and then you're just stuck with whatever it is.
Yeah.
Agree.
I think it's a really, I think, a fair way to do this, especially considering there's only 8 games.
Yep.
You don't get to see the best. I mean, you certainly get to see the best of some teams, but not the best of others. So I like that they redraw after round 1.
And that adds a double layer of prediction to this because you see the brackets kind of drawn there. Well, you're not guaranteed to play the winner of that next game on your bracket. But we just kind of guessed, like, maybe if they won that game, the winner of that, based on the lower seed, would maybe play that next game.
Yep.
And, like I said, that's why we say it's way too early because there's so many teams that are tied for second or third, or you got a 3-way tie in the district for who's in, fourth place. You don't know. So we just kind of had to throw some darts at the board for this first one. But as these games take place over the next couple of weeks, we'll refine it, and still probably be nowhere close to what it'll actually be. But hey, it's fun to talk about.
It is. It's a fun talker. Gives us something to go through. And to Eric's point about, I compliments to the state on how they have done this. The way they've moved to this, hey, we're going to let that first round play out. What do we need to set the whole thing for right up front? Let's let it play out. Let's see who the actual 16 are. Then let's set this up. Yep. And they created a set of rules. You can go see those on their website. It's all public of who's going to play who's the home team, how they determine that. But I love that they do that. And not only do they do it after the first round, they do it before the semifinals too, right? So before any of those games are played in the Dome, they're going to take those rankings that we showed you earlier, the Week 8 version of those rankings, and they're going to seed the semis as well. So the 4 teams that remain there at the end that make it to, quote-unquote, the Dome, they're going to get reseeded as well. So if it's 1, 2, 3, and 4 make it, 1's going to play 4, right? And 2 will play 3. And that will these rankings, that's why they matter. And I love that the state, again, we don't need to set this thing up months in advance. Let's let it play out and see who those 4 teams are that make it, and then we will seed them in. So my hat's off there on how they do that. I think that's great, and I think it should be applied to more sports going forward because I love how it works.
Yes, you don't get situations like March Madness where, like, how come all these teams are at this one side of the bracket and then all these other teams are like, oh.
Yep.
It's a way to avoid that. But, I guess March Madness is its own thing, and that's why they call it March Madness. But I really – they've had some various tweaks to the playoff system over the years, and I feel like they're on the right track with this one.
You got it. Yep, exactly right. I think that wraps us up here for edition number 1 of the Class A. We need a name, right? We need a name. So if you know what we should call this thing, I thought it was just something was going to roll right off, but I was scared of what it might be, so I stopped. But now help us out. If you want to win some fabulous prizes, let us know what you think we should call this Class A show that we're going to do weekly. So here's the other thing. Here's the tease for the future. We're going to do this every week. Some format, some version. We will put this content together for the next 4 or 5 weeks. We will be putting this thing out all the way through the playoffs, talking about Class A football. We're passionate about what happens in small school Class A football here, and we're excited to kind of focus on that. There's tons of content out there. Obviously the big papers in the big cities cover their information for their local metro area teams. We want to do the same thing for Class A. There's a lot of great high school football being played here in Iowa at the Class A level. Let's highlight it. Let's talk about it. Speaking of that, we're about to see one right here in St. Ansgar where your Saints take on the Newman Catholic Knights. That's next here on Saints TV. Duke, send us out of here.
All right. Yeah, you heard it. We'll probably add some more segments, some more features as we think of stuff over the next couple of weeks and into the playoffs. So stay tuned for more announcements on that. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the people who don't move that, Henry. Thanks for people tuning in early, and the people who will go back and watch
this again. That's right.
We went unannounced early, and I think we got 18, 20 people on right now. 3 likes.
Beautiful.
So,
the plan, by the way, is to kind of cut out that last segment, the last hour or so that we did, and post that separately so we can kind of separate it from our St. Ansgar game footage that you're about to see.
Yep, absolutely.
But if you are a Saints fan, tune in early. Don't go anywhere, right? This stream is going to stay live.
Oh, yeah.
This is our stream for tonight's football game here versus Newman, right?
Well, that's what it says on the title of the YouTube video y'all are watching at the moment. So we're going to take a commercial break. As you can see here, we got Sideline Gritty showing up. Hammer Time's in the booth. We got to get some cameras set up down to the field. Yeah, we got about 45-ish minutes until we get some football action rolling. So we're going to take a commercial break and then do some things in the background here over the next 15-ish, 20 minutes, and we'll be back, and we'll talk about the game we're going to see tonight and get you set up for that. So don't go anywhere, Forks and spoons and knives. Don't go anywhere.
And folks.
Or I guess now would be a good time to go somewhere. Go to the bathroom, get your snacks, get your popcorn.
Get your popcorn, get ready to go.
Get settled in the stands. Get here if you're in town.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like, we love what we do on Saints TV. Come here and watch it, right? Come be a part of this and experience it. You can watch the replays here on Saints TV as well. If you can, hear our voice and you're within a 45-minute drive, get in the car and get here to be here, support either team, whatever you're coming here to support tonight. Get here. If you can't, we'll see you back here in a few minutes for Saints versus Newman.
This broadcast is made possible thanks to the generous contributions of the advertisers you see here, as well as the Foundation for the Enhancement of Mitchell County and the Saints Legacy Fund.
It's Saints TV's goal to bring the game to those who are unable to cheer from the stands. Watching the stream is free. Creating it is not. Please consider donating to our cause through our donation partner, Give Butter. 100% of your donation goes directly to the St. Ansgar school system, where it is used for the education of our students, the equipment used to create these streams, and the athletic department so that our students can keep competing in the sports that are near to their hearts. Thank you for supporting St. Ansgar, and thank you for giving Butter.
Johnson Oil, we do a little bit of everything from home to tank. We can set your LP tanks, fill your refined fuel, monitor your tanks, fill your LP cylinders, and we can get whatever parts and service you need.
Every single job that we do, either one or both of the owners are on the roof overseeing and often installing the products, which is something that we really pride ourselves on and make sure that we're going above and beyond.
At Farmers State Bank, we have a proud tradition of commitment of excellence.
Hey guys, what's all the big production about?
We have a couple job openings that we're looking to fill, so we're making a commercial.
Just tell them you're going to pay them well. We're really pretty easy to get along with most of the time, and there's plenty of room for advancement or whatever.
At Farmers State Bank, we have a proud tradition of paying you, being pretty easy to get along with most of the time, and there's plenty of room for advancement, or whatever.
This broadcast is made possible thanks to the generous contributions of the advertisers you see here, as well as the Foundation for the Enhancement of Mitchell County and the Saints Legacy Fund.
It's Saints TV's goal to bring the game to those who are unable to cheer from the stands. Watching the stream is free. Creating it is not. Please consider donating to our cause through our donation partner, Give Butter. 100% of your donation goes directly to the St. Ansgar school system, where it is used for the education of our students, the equipment used to create these streams, and the athletic department so that our students can keep competing in the sports that are near to their hearts. Thank you for supporting St. Ansgar, and thank you for giving butter.
Johnson Oil, we do a little bit of everything from home to tank. We can set your LP tanks, fill your refined fuel, monitor your tanks, fill your LP cylinders, and we can get whatever parts and service you need.
Every single job that we do, either one or both of the owners are on the roof overseeing and often installing the products, which is something that we really pride ourselves on and make sure that we're going above and beyond.
At Farmer State Bank, we have a proud tradition of commitment of excellence.
Hey guys, what's all the big production about?
We have a couple job openings that we're looking to fill, so we're making a commercial.
Just tell them you're going to pay them well. We're really pretty easy to get along with most of the time, and there's plenty of room for advancement or whatever.
At Farmer State Bank, we have a proud tradition of paying you, being pretty easy to get along with most of the time, and there's plenty of room for advancement, or whatever.
just recap, echo in our own ears, keys to the game.
We're back.
We are back.
Channel Genius here. Not your average Joe. Duke Scoop. Joining us here in a little bit will be Hammer Time, helping out here in the booth. We had a couple guys on the field. Sideline Gritty for 1, and for 2, Cruise Ship. Number 3.
Ship the third.
Ship the third. Welcome to St. Ansgar, Iowa, where the Newman Knights have come to play some football versus our 4-1 St. Ansgar Saints.
4-1 Newman Catholic versus 4-1 St. Ansgar.
Sounds like a showdown to me.
Should be a good one here between Coach Rich McCardle's Knights and Coach Drew Clevenger's Saints here in St. Ansgar. A glorious night here in Mitchell County for football. East wind, 6 miles an hour, 66 degrees. Gentlemen, we call that football weather.
Football.
Let's go through a couple of key things as we look at this game. We talked about the 4-1 record for Newman Catholic. They lost game number 1 to Central Springs 50-34, have rattled off 4 straight wins versus West Fork, Lake Mills, South Winneshiek in a shootout where there was 86 combined points. They win that one 44-42. And last week, just beating Belmont Clemmy 30-25. So what do those scores tell you just as a casual observer of football? They've allowed 25, 42, 14, 15, and 50 points on the season. Okay, but they've scored 30, 44, 30, 20, and 34. So their offense is significantly better than their defense, at least statistically, coming in to today. So they've rattled off 4 straight wins. There's the good news. Bad news, they are without quarterback Thomas McGuire tonight. Big brother Cal McGuire appears to be taking the on-field warm-up snaps at quarterback. Word on the street is they are missing 6 or 7 additional starters here tonight for various reasons. We can confirm at least 3 linemen, a couple wide receivers, and a linebacker all in street clothes here in St. Ansgar tonight, in addition to their quarterback who was off to a great start. So this team looks different than the Newman team that has played the last 4 weeks. No doubt about that coming into tonight. We talked about Thomas McGuire, the sophomore quarterback. He is out. He is in a sling, so he is out from what we can see here. He will not be playing football in the near term. So it appears as though Cal McGuire will be their quarterback tonight. He's thrown 5 passes on the year. Normally he's the receiver. So their dangerous combination has been McGuire to McGuire, right? Little brother throwing it to big brother at the receiver level. If you've watched Newman play football in the past, you know they're Chuck that pigskin. That has not changed. They are a big play team. That's what they rely on is big plays. And that'll be something that the Saints will have to continue to watch tonight no matter who's out there. Isaiah Keston, the leading rusher, 523 yards on 62 carries. That's an 8.4 yard average for number 15, Isaiah Keston. He is in tonight, so he will be the man to stop for the Saints is Isaiah Keston. The good news is without McGuire, the Saints will be able to focus on stopping Keston. The bad news is that dude is fast. Isaiah Keston, he gets outside and he will be gone. He's also going to be their primary kick and punt returner from looking at their stats. So he'll be a key guy to watch there. Will be number 15. The second leading rusher, Cole Weiner, is in street clothes over there as well. So he appears to be out, and he has 241 yards, also on 62 carries. So he's not out there tonight either. We talked about Cal McGuire being their leading receiver. Obviously, he'll be the quarterback tonight, so he will not be able to throw it to himself. The next leading receiver is Isaiah Keston, number 15. Again, we talked about what a key it will be to stop Isaiah Keston, both out of the backfield and receiving out of the backfield. Leading tackler Hudson Hensley, number 54, just a sophomore, has 38.5 tackles on the year. I believe he plays in that defensive tackle position. Isaiah Keston is your number 2 tackler at 29.5 tackles for Isaiah Keston. So there is kind of a quick recap for your 4-1 Newman Catholic Knights. They're going to run the wing tee and spread offense, so a little bit of Osage sprinkled with a little bit of West Hancock is what we will see out of the Newman Catholic offensively.
I thought I recognized the sound of that.
You did.
Wing T.
Wing T. There you go. Going to see a whole bunch of power sweeps, traps, and then into that play action pass. That's what they've done all year long. They run it 62% of the time, throw it 38% of the time, but their yards are almost exactly 50-50. So they're running it 2/3 of the time, but half their yards are coming through the air. Again, that was with Thomas McGuire at quarterback, who is not going to go tonight for the Knights. On defense, we'll see them run a 4-3, but that 4-3 won't look like a 4-3. So when we say 4-3, we got 4, right, linemen, 4 big guys up front with 3 linebackers behind. But what they're going to do is the 2 outside linebackers are both going to be right up on the line. So it's going to look like they've got a 6-man front the majority of the time because those linebackers, they're going to fill up the box and challenge us to go either run over them, run around them, or throw it, which the Saints have had a propensity to do this year. So it'll be kind of fun to watch that one play out. They almost always will have a cornerback covering our tight end as well as they try to leak that guy out to get passing yards. Or we've seen the Saints do that a bunch. So that's what Newman Catholic brings to town tonight. Let's go over to the Saints side of the football. The Saints also come in 4-1 on the season. That lone loss, a 21-20 loss at West Hancock. Last week, they beat previously undefeated Nashville Plainfield 27-7. So this is the second week in a row where a good team comes to town with a good record. In fact, if you look at those, if you joined us early for our pregame Class A preview show, Newman leads the Saints. They're in second place here because they are undefeated in district play. They have not played us. They have not played West Hancock either to this point. So that obviously those 2 games will be key for Newman Catholic as they look to sort out those standings in District 2 Class A. The Saints look like this. Jay Suisau, senior quarterback, 37 of 59 passing. That's a 63% completion percentage, 591 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. A nice line for senior quarterback Jay Suisau. In the backfield, we got 4 guys who can hurt you. Running the football makes this Saints team very dangerous. Starts with Corbin Michaels, 64 carries, 479 yards. Tyson Klein, the senior, number 30, 53 carries, 366 yards. And then number 12, Joe Clevenger, 37 carries, 207 yards. So you say, where's the Saints 6'7", 800-yard rusher by this point of the year? Well, they don't have one, right? Because they have 3 guys who can do it. And by the way, well, Joe, you said 4. You said they had 4. Well, who's the 4th? Well, that's Jay Suisau. He'll hurt you, too, if you let him. 37 carries, 170 yards for the quarterback as well. So there's 4 guys there. They all can run the football, and all will hurt you rushing. Receiving, here's probably what's different than it's been in a long time here in St. Ansgar.
Can I quick sidebar?
Yes, please do.
I apologize. It's a little behind the scenes meeting. It looks like the cheerleaders visited you and you delivered a cannon, a T-shirt cannon. Yes,
it's gone. Yes, it was not me, but I see this. Yes.
Okay, so was it turned on at all?
I don't know.
I don't know. We don't know who gave it to them. It wasn't neither of us.
Okay, I'm gonna double check with the cheerleaders. Okay, so you guys do your thing. I'll be right back.
This is the flag football for here in St. Ansgar, the flag football program, all out on the field.
That's exciting.
Ooh. Yes, exciting. Let's go through these receivers really quick. Christian Michaels has 10 catches, 140 yards. Dylan Brum has 10 catches, 180. Connor Mullenbeck has 8 catches, 129. Oh, my goodness. Our pets' heads are falling off. Tyson Klein has 7 catches, 127 yards. That
a lot of catches, a lot of yards.
That's 4 guys who will hurt you receiving as well. Some out of the backfield, some just straight up receiving. So the Saints' weapons department is full, and that makes this football team fun to watch. I look today like we got to be leading in some statistical categories, right? We got some guys that are going to be, the best rushers or receivers in the state. No, we don't. It's because we have 3 or 4 guys in each area. We don't have, like I said, that 800-yard back yet because we got 3 400-yard backs instead.
That's not a bad way to do it.
Not a bad way to do it.
Almost preferred in some ways.
Should we take a breath and focus on or should we just keep rolling through? On-air production meeting, how you guys want to handle this?
Well, what do we have going on the announcement? We want to make sure we're not missing anything out there right now. What's Glenn talking about?
He's introducing the referees at maximum volume tonight. It seems like it's really loud, does it not?
Oh, that's the referees.
Yes, he's introducing the referees. We're getting their names, serial numbers, dates, birth.
There's one of them.
Serial numbers.
If you recognize him or know the serial number, chime in on the
Please let
chat.
us know. Looks like an experienced referee. We like that.
Tonight we are proud to honor and recognize the 2024 St. Ansgar Youth.
So now they are introducing the flag football.
I'll get my mic out there so we can listen.
85 student athletes in grades K through 4 are playing flag football this season, with 35 participating in skills and drills at the 5th and 6th grade level. These programs are ran through the St. Ansgar Park and Recreation. In flag football every Thursday night, several parents and coaches work with the next generation of Saints. The first part of practice focuses on skill working such as throwing, catching, kicking, punting, and of course blocking. The remainder of the time is spent playing games with 6 fields being used simultaneously. The 5th and 6th grade skills and drills football has been practicing every Tuesday and Thursday since early September. A huge shout out to Will Morrow, Luke Porsche, Brent Trinhill, Tyler Damaris, and Adam Meyer for heading skills and drills.
He's bigger than all the adults, ladies and gentlemen.
Coaches and players, with the help of many parents for running our flag football program. It truly takes a village to raise a child, and we have many great villagers. So please give them a round of applause. The future of Saints football looks promising with so many youngsters excited about the great game of football. Please join me in recognizing the 2024 flag football and the 2024 5th and 6th grade skills and drills participants.
The only guy bigger than Luke Porsche out there is slamming Sammy P. I guess those genes are strong.
Is he a coach?
I think so. You'll hear from Slammin' Sammy here in the third quarter tonight. Junior broadcaster extraordinaire Slammin' Sammy P. Apparently, he's a pretty good flag football player too, by all accounts. We've seen him play basketball. We know what that looks like.
A lot of dunking. A lot of dunks.
All right, let's do keys to the game tonight here for your Saints. If they're going to come out of here with victory number 5, it looks like this. Not your average Joe's keys to the game. Key number 1.
Oh, wait.
What is that?
It looks like a Santa elf hat.
It's an elf hat?
A really big hat. Let's put it on top of one of these kids.
Do it. Put it on Slammin' Sammy.
Where is he?
Well, he's the tall one.
Well, I gotta figure out how to steer it.
Those are adults.
Some guy.
Those are literal 40-year-old men.
Oh, where is he?
He's taller than those guys. That's how you know.
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go? Slammin' Sammy vacated the area. There he is. There he is.
What in the world?
Come on. You can do this.
I'm trying.
You can do this.
Come on, Sammy.
The Slammin' Sammy Santa, we call him.
Oh, I'm zoomed in all the way.
We're just having some fun while we fix the graphic, boys and girls. So this is junior
I'm just
broadcaster
zoomed in. I'm just
Slammin'
zoomed in
Sammy
too
P.
much.
Wearing the Santa hat graphic tonight.
Yeah, something got messed up with my.
This wouldn't be as big a deal if I remembered what the keys to the game were.
Hold on to the ball. Reduce turnovers.
I have them right here.
Make sure you save the keys graphic in the right folder.
In the right folder, I got you. All right, keys to the game. Key number 1 looks like this. Clean up the penalties. The last 2 weeks, uncharacteristically bad in the in the penalty department your Saints have been. Now, there were a couple last week that were thrown that probably just weren't penalties, and, I know the coaches talked with the kids about that. But control what you can control. There was plenty of controllable items last week in that penalty department. So let's keep those yellow hankies in the pocket tonight here. That's key number 1 for the Saints. Key number 2, take the fight to them, right? This, we talked about, they've got injuries, they've got guys out for various reasons. Take the fight to them. Let's go be more physical than they are. They're going to try to beat you with speed and big plays. Let's go play our brand of football, smash mouth football here in St. Ansgar. That's key number 2. Key number 3 looks like this. Limit big plays. They live on the big play. That's how they have beat us in years past, is with big plays. Let's limit those big plays is key number 3. Key number 2 is take it to him. I love how you spelled
That's
For
clever.
some reason, only key 2 came through.
Okay, well, that's the important one. Let's go take it to him. Take that fight to him.
Speaking of taking it to him, we should take it down the field for the anthem quick, and then maybe I can get key 3 where it needs to be. After all that.
For now, we're going to be quiet and let you listen to the national anthem here as your Saints look to take on the Knights.
Now, please remain standing for our national anthem.
Thank you, St. Ansgar American Legion Post 358, Misters Haugen, Hansen, Haugen, and Crambuel. Presenting the colors here tonight in St. Ansgar to get us started as these two 4-1 teams match up here in St. Ansgar. Should be a good one. Newman coming in short-handed tonight, have several starters out. See if the Saints can take advantage of that early.
Should we do the third key?
Let's do the third key. Key number 3. Limit big plays. We talked about they live on big plays. They love those big passing plays.
Live on them.
They have a ton of speed. They got a couple of guys who are super quick. Those guys get outside on you, and the Saints will be in trouble. So the mission here, keep those guys inside, and it goes back to key number 2, which was take it to them, right? Take that fight to them. Discourage that outside run.
The Beeline Ag Risk Service blimp not present for tonight's game here at Legacy Field.
The blimp
sure we'll
is
see it
down
again.
for repair due to schedule conflicts this week, but we will get it back up and going.
You know, after last week, a
Ton
lot
of-
of requests to get
yeah.
the blimp to. There's only one blimp, right?
Right.
It can only be it's one game on a Friday night, so tonight's not our night.
We'll try to get that back here next home game. Saints captains lined up, as are the Knights captains. Out for the coin toss they go. We want to talk about rankings, why they do coin toss?
Oh, I like that. I like that. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So the official Iowa High School Athletic Association initial ranking. So after week 5, they publish the first set of rankings. These rankings matter because it's how they determine playoff matchups. It's how you get seeded once you get to the dome. All of that kind of good stuff. So these aren't just somebody's opinion in a newspaper somewhere or average Joe's average. These are the actual rankings that matter from a state perspective. The first edition came out this week, and your Saints, spoiler, come in ranked number 3.
Number 3 are the Saints. They come in behind ACGC and Angus Young and company down there. rocking and rolling like usual, still undefeated. West Hancock is first place. They beat the Saints in that nail biter a couple weeks ago. Blocked a field goal. We were told at the
Allegedly.
on the last play of the game. Lisbon fourth, 5-0. Northland also the other undefeated team in Class A. Those are all the undefeateds, right? No, there is. Yeah,
I think that is after last week. Yes, because
Yep.
Nashville Plainfield was one of those previously undefeated that went down last week.
Yep. Earlham is 6th, 4-1. Tri-Center comes in 7th. They got a big game tonight against Galen Catholic. No,
they
St.
Albert,
the other Catholic school out west on the western edge of Iowa. That'll be a big game tonight too. But Galen Catholic, they're 8th. Woodbury Central is 9th, 4-1. And Starmont rounding out the top 10 for the first edition of the official rankings from the state.
Newman wins the toss and defers to the second half, so the Saints will have it to start on offense tonight.
Student section theme tonight is white lies. What does that mean? Probably they're wearing a white T-shirt with a lie on the front. If I were wearing a white lie T-shirt, mine would say punctual.
I believe this is Haugen, one of the up men with it. Big return. Good job by big number. 44 out across the 50. That is Chase Haugen, the junior. Good hands there. And the Saints have it in Newman territory at the 46-yard line for their first drive.
Great blocking, great run by Haugen, great field position for the Saints.
Was talking with Hammer Time here. We missed that. Missed that kickoff play. Sorry,
Schwiesau
folks.
hands it to Clevenger. Clevenger with a big gain. Fullback gets 8 on first down. Wolf in on the tackle. That's one of the freshmen out there that's playing in place of those absent Newman Catholic Knights tonight. So the freshman gets his first taste of varsity football here tonight in St. Ansgar. Shouldn't say first. He probably played earlier, but he hasn't been a starter till tonight. How about that? This is Tyson Klein. Tyson Klein still on his feet. Short gain for Tyson, only 22 yards. We're used to him taking it all the way, right? So great start by the Saints. 2 runs, nothing fancy, but real pretty to start. And the Saints have it at the 21-yard line, 1st and 10. The big guys up front, shout out to those guys for the Saints doing work tonight. Derek Heeman, Aiden Beeson, Dylan Hanson, Braden Halverson, and Jackson Vroom. Your 5 across the front, making big holes to start. Hand off middle, Tyson. Klein gets 5. Down to the 16-yard line. 2nd down and 5 for the Saints. Drive number 1. Newman won the toss, deferred. The Saints started with it.
We talked about our helpers tonight, not your average Joe, but I see you are not running the clock. So what's the scoop?
I am not. So we have Kim Sue on the scoreboard tonight, and she does a fantastic job. She's helped us the last couple weeks. Thank you, Kim, for running that scoreboard for us tonight.
Kicking Kimba Sue, thank you for your generous contribution.
Schwiesau, first pass of the night. He finds Mullenbeck. Mullenbeck with the first down and more. 1st and goal, Saints at the 5-yard line. After a Schwiesau to Mullenbeck connection, gains 12.
Holy guacamole. Is
A little bit of everything. A little bit of everything here early tonight. We got that replay. Look at this. Beautiful fake, right? Everybody's tackling Joe Clevenger. Joe Clevenger don't have the football, man. Jace Schwiesau still has it. Finds Connor Mullenbeck for his 9th reception of the season.
Great job. Sideline gritty for the camera work on that one.
Touchdown, Saints. Tyson Klein rumbles 5 yards into the end zone to make it 6-0 Saints. 9:42 to go in the first quarter, and that was easy, gentlemen.
Well, they made it look that way.
I wasn't even ready for it.
The offensive line is making huge holes in this depleted Newman defense. But Newman down several starters tonight. 3 freshman starters out there. Injuries. Issues off the field.
Ooh, that was almost blocked.
leave them shorthanded tonight. The Saints take advantage early. They march down the field, 5 plays, 45 yards for the touchdown. 9:42 to go in the first quarter, 7-0 Saints.
And if you're looking for your Germans, they have returned. The foreign exchange students are back in St. Ansgar. Those of you who know, St. Ansgar's hosting a host of German students. From where? Well, from Germany, of course. They just returned today from a visit to Mount Rushmore earlier this week. At the end of the first quarter, Saints TV T-shirt cannon. Thank you to St. Ansgar State Bank for your sponsorship. You don't want to miss that, especially since I'm not sure the T-shirt cannon is actually going to function.
Has the firepower in it.
It'd help if we knew who delivered it to them and
how they got it, all that stuff. We'll get to the bottom of it, and we will get that thing recharged if it needs to. But for now, Schwiesau set to kick it off. Isaiah Keston back to receive. That's number 15, dangerous guy. Got the wheels, as the kids say. Again, I don't think kids actually say that, but it makes me sound young and hip and with it. Wow, and now when I say
kids from back in the day did.
The kids used to say it, for sure. Schwiesau. This is Keston. Keston takes a big hit at the 25-yard line, and he goes down there. Big hit applied by Andrew Hall, I believe. So Newman has it for their first drive, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
1st and 10 Knights on their own 25-yard line.
Isaiah Keston is the playmaker here for the Knights. They're without sophomore quarterback Thomas McGuire tonight. He is injured. I see him in a sling over there on the other side. He's a talented kid. So big brother Cal McGuire under center tonight for Newman. Handoff. This is Keston.
Nice little run for Keston on that one.
Isaiah Keston gets 5 on first down. Andrew Hall in on the tackle. After that kickoff return, guys, Corbin Michaels came off the field. He is not out there right now. He helped lay that big hit on Keston to start, and he is on the sideline with the trainer right now. So that's a developing story we'll keep an eye on. Corbin Michaels not on the field. Handoff inside, nowhere to go for the fullback. That's number 11, Logan Vasky. He stopped for no gain, make it 3rd and 5. Corbin Michaels, my opinion, the best football player in North Iowa. I've seen a lot of football, and that guy can play. He is back on the field. Good to see that.
That's a relief.
False start. Little motion penalty on Newman Catholic. That's the first penalty of the night. We'll set them back to 3rd and 9.5. We're going to split the difference with the announcer in the stadium here. We're going to call it 9.5.
That's fair. He says in the last play, right?
Yep.
He says 3rd and 9. You say 3rd and 10.
Or he says, yeah. He's got 9 now. I got 9.5. We're going to meet there. We could go long 9. You go short 10. It's up to you.
All right, let's do both.
Our shotgun, Cal McGuire. Back to pass. Looking for a receiver. Overthrown. Picked off. Dylan Brum has his 4th interception on the season. Steps out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. And the first turnover of the night goes the Saints' way.
You know, that play looked like it was developing in Newman's favor. I think the ball just slightly overthrown. Receiver open. Ball overthrown. Brum was there, and you do not want to put that ball directly in the hands of the fastest man alive.
4 interceptions on the season now for Dylan Brum. We've only played 5 football games in 3 minutes.
5 plus 3 equals 4 interceptions.
4 interceptions. Corbin Michaels tries the right side. Big gain. Still on his feet. Inside the 5, where he's finally brought down. It'll be 1st and goal, Saints. Corbin Michaels gains 25 yards. And has the Saints set up 1st and goal. Now they mark him down at the 5. So 23-yard gain for Michaels. And the Saints have it 1st and goal at the 5. They already lead 7-0. 7:25 to go in the first quarter. Out of the pistol. Pass. Just a little low, intended for Dylan Brum. That hits the dirt, and that'll be incomplete. 2nd and goal from the 5.
The play call fooled me on that one. I missed the pass because I was sure we're just going to hand off and run it. But nice idea to mix things up there for the Saints.
The receivers all come off here. Mullenbeck, Brum, and Schatz all off the field. So, gentlemen, we're going to run this one. Or are we?
Are we is the question. We've seen the screen to...
Option. This is Schwiesel. Makes a man miss. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. It has been all the big men up front here tonight early on, making huge holes, and the Saints are marching up and down the field. They lead at 13-0 with 7:12 to go in the first quarter.
What a change of direction there, too.
Yeah, nice cut by Schwiesel. Schwiesel stays in to attempt the point after. Shots to hold. I believe Andrew Hall is your long snapper. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. And good. 14-0 Saints, 7:12 to go in the first quarter. Good start for the Saints here in St. Ansgar. So we talked about a lot of guys in street clothes over there on the sideline for Newman Catholic. Their defense a little depleted here tonight. Hasn't been great statistically anyway, and now they're without some of their guys tonight, and it shows early. So after the Dylan Brum interception, the Saints take advantage of the short field. They've started both times on the night side of the 50, and take advantage of those 2 short fields and have 2 early touchdowns in this one.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, defensively, it was going to be tough to stop the Saints anyway. But when you're missing guys, and it's guys are coming in with, they don't have the reps, they don't have the years behind them, they don't have the maturity and the development behind them. There's just, you can see it. You can see it real early in this one. Saints up 14-0.
Yeah, football is one of those sports where experience and physical size and maturity makes a huge difference, and you're going to see it here tonight, it appears. This one's all Saints early. Schwiesel kickoff here. High kick. Kind of finds that empty spot in the zone that they do quite a bit. Keston's tackled immediately by a host of Saints. And Newman starts drive number 2 at the 28-yard line. The first drive ended in a Cal McGuire interception. He throws it to Dylan Brum, who happily returns it. 3 plays later, the Saints punch it in for their second touchdown.
Yeah, so if you're just joining us, Saints take the opening offensive possession, right? They received the opening kick and then went right down the field for a touchdown. Newman on their first possession threw an interception, which resulted in another touchdown for the Saints.
Newman Catholic burns a timeout there. I think they only had 10 guys on the field. So, again, they're shorthanded tonight, so a little miscommunication about who was out there that time. They have to burn a timeout before that drive even starts. But they only have 10 guys on the field.
Yeah, stuff. Hey, we want to thank Patterson Seed, the new Saints TV sponsor. Thanks for all the sponsors. You see the logos scrolling down here, also the beginning and the end of our streams. All those businesses are supporting Saints TV. I don't see the Give Butter QR code on the screen tonight. That's one of the things. We had a lot of folks who donated, who are watching from home, because Saints TV is free to watch, but it's not free to produce. So there's a lot of folks out there who've done a great job of just contributing to our stream to help us pay for the equipment and the needs from the school level. And then, of course, 100% of the proceeds given to the Give Butter account by the generous donors out there go right back to the school.
We'll get that QR code up on the screen, or you can find it in the link, or at saintstv.com. You can always go anytime you want to find a stream, you want to donate, you can always go to saintstv.com. McGuire, under center, puts a man in motion, hands it to that man in motion. Short gain, tackled by a host of Saints, turns it into 4, turns not much into a 4-yard gain.
There's the QR code right there in the bottom of the screen.
There it is.
Appreciate you. That was Keston on the carry.
Tackle made by number 5, Jake Schweisau.
Schweisau officially credited in the stadium with the tackle.
Second 6.
Give him 4, makes it 2nd and 6. Cal McGuire in at quarterback as Thomas McGuire injured last week. That play's blown dead before it starts. You can see the arm. Cal McGuire's got a strong arm. That'll cost Newman 5, though, I believe, on a motion penalty pre-snap. Unless we call one of those incredibly rare offsides motion penalties on the defense that we had last week, which was one of the strangest things I've seen in a long time. We did not have that. It is, in fact, on the offense. Makes it 2nd and 10. So erases that nice gain on first down. Cal McGuire under center. Man in motion. He's going to pass here. Overthrows Keston. He was well covered by Corbin Michaels on the play. If you haven't noticed, Isaiah Keston's going to be their target tonight, whether it's receiving or running or returning. He is a playmaker as you're trying to get him out into space with his speed. McGuire can't hit him there.
And that's another McGuire pass that's just too strong. Is McGuire just too strong out there?
Looks like
overthrown balls could be problematic with the Saints defense. We saw it once already.
Play call just coming in. There are 10 seconds on the play clock. McGuire will have to hurry to get this one off. Gets everybody set. 4 seconds on the play clock. They're going to get it off right as it expires. Counter. Short gain on the play. Tackled by Derek Heeman and Corbin Michaels. That was Keston again, but that no gain on the play. Let's call it 4th and 10. And Newman will have to punt it away. Newman's been known to run a trick play themselves. They have Keston split out way to the left there. They're punting this one, but watch for that one. Big rush. Ooh. Hansen doesn't get there, but short punt anyway. Takes the Saints bounce and goes out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So the third drive for the Saints, the third time they will start in night territory on the other side of the 50. Saints will have it 1st and 10, officially marked out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So this one has been all Saints early, an interception. On the second possession, a 3-and-out there.
Look at sideline Gritty right there. We're on our sideline camp.
Linebackers are playing back. This is Michaels with the pitch. Tries the right side, makes a man miss, and then another. Makes a great move, and into the end zone goes Corbin Michaels. Touchdown, Saints.
You said it earlier. He's the best running back in the state. You might have said he's the best player in the state, but just for him to make that run, the vision, the speed, the ability to make the cuts,
42 yards to pay dirt. Corbin Michaels, what a run. 20-0 Saints, 5:15 to go in the first quarter. There are less than 7 minutes gone in this football game, and it's about to be 21-0.
I think he touched about every corner of the field there, running back and forth.
He zigged, and then he zagged, and then he zigged again. That was fun. That was a good run. Schweisau on to kick the extra point. It's up, and it is good. Saints lead at 21-0 over Newman Catholic here. 5:15 to go in the first quarter.
So if you missed it early, you got to check early in the stream. We started this one way earlier than we expected. We had a lot of really, really great gold nuggets, including Steve's predictions.
Ooh.
And Steve predicted this one would be a 28-7 7.
Steve's going to be
Saints
wrong.
win. Steve might very
He's
well
gonna be
wrong
light.
based on what we're seeing. Of
Now,
course,
in
we're not there
Steve's
yet.
defense, he did not calculate. He did know that Thomas McGuire was out. I don't believe he factored in the other 6 or 7 starters not out there tonight.
And if you're wondering what that means, check earlier in the stream a
Go see
really,
it,
really
yeah.
great breakdown of a way too early playoff scenario. We talked about rankings. We talked about the teams, the 1A team specifically at depth. You're not going to want to miss that.
Beautiful sky here in St. Ansgar. A beautiful game on the field. 21-0 Saints over the Knights of Newman Catholic. Early in the first quarter here.
There's your beautiful sky. Look at that.
That's what you're missing. You can only see that at a high school football game here in Iowa. Cornfield, green grass, and a beautiful sky. And a game that has been dominated by the Saints early.
Must be a football season. Sunsets are beautiful in the fall in Iowa.
Schwiesau to kick it off. Keston back to return. Keston fumbles it. Ball is loose. Still loose. Who's got it here?
The
The Saints say they
ours.
do. And the officials agree, and the Saints turn it over for a second time. Turn over the Knights for a second time. And they have it for their 4th possession that begins in Knights territory. 1st and 10 Saints at the Knight 30.
This is an ugly start if you're a Newman fan. Everything going the Saints' way. 5 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this one. Saints are 30 yards away from the end zone.
Remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't even know what I just said.
Yeah. You left out the first quarter part. I just wanted to clarify. This is early yet. Joe Clevenger middle. Hard run there for Joe Clevenger. Tackled by a host of Knights, but he gains 5 on first down. Makes it 2nd and 5. Dylan Brum runs the play in for the Saints. In the backfield, Corbin Michaels and Tyson Klein. Clevenger is the fullback. This one's going to go to Corbin Michaels. Breaks a tackle, gets a first down. Corbin Michaels, gain of 6. First down, Saints. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns for the Saints. This is try number 4. All 4 possessions start in Knight territory with short fields after a good kickoff return. A interception by Dylan Brum, his 4th of the season, forced a 3-and-out and a short punt. And then this one was a fumble on the kickoff return after their last touchdown. The Saints offense right back to work in the red zone here. Pass, Schwiesau finds Corbin Michaels. Corbin Michaels makes a man miss, and then another down inside the 5-yard line goes Corbin Michaels. 15-yard gain on the pass play from Schwiesau to Michaels.
So dangerous.
Corbin Michaels has his 11th reception of the season, and he sets up the Saints' 1st and goal at the 3. Great work from sideline Cam, sideline Gritty there. Gets
getting
that
run
juke.
over.
Yeah, he stayed in there. Protect the camera at all costs, sideline Gritty. Good job.
That may have been cruise ship.
Was that cruise ship?
We'll take a look here after this.
Touchdown, Saints. Tyson Klein untouched into the end zone. It's 27-0 Saints. Just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, and this one's been all St. Ansgar early.
Confirm that was sideline Gritty on the sideline footage as you see it.
Schwiesau on to kick the extra point.
He's doing a great job.
It looks just like the first touchdown.
Just
We'll compare them here.
look at the wide open holes that these guys have to run
This is the
through.
one earlier.
Great blocking by the Saints.
Kind of similar.
They do look similar.
Schwiesau's extra point attempt is good, and the Saints lead 28-0, 3:58 to go in the first quarter. The Saints are running up and down the field on the Newman Catholic Knights. We are another turnover, a quick 3-and-out away from a running clock in the first quarter.
with 4 minutes to play. We're
this is
2/3 of the way through the quarter.
I mean, and I know with the injuries with guys out or whatever the situation is at Newman right now, they expected this to be a battle, but this is 100% Saints so far in this one.
I can already tell you, grandmas and grandpas, if you're hanging around to watch the young guys late in this one, you will not see them. The Saints upperclassmen will stay on the field in this game tonight because the underclassmen, the JV and the JJV, both played 2 games already this week. You played West Hancock and Riceville in underclass games, and you can only play 8 quarters in a week. So those fellas will not be on the field tonight. So you're going to see a whole bunch of your regular Saints here, your varsity-style Saints. They're going to play this one out.
So wait a minute. Help me understand this. There's a lot of guys on the sidelines here in jerseys. Are you suggesting that some of those guys in jerseys can't actually play anyway?
Actually play tonight. You can play on special teams. The quarter rule does not apply to special teams. So we'll see a few of them on special teams, I have a feeling. But, they cannot play. And so you're going to see that tonight. I just thought I'd mention it early since we're getting into that point where I know it's very, very early, but this thing looks like it might be lopsided, and it will be the junior and senior Saints out there for the majority of the night tonight because of that. And those rules are put in place to protect kids and spread out playing time and do all that. I like the rules, and so the Saints will play by those rules here tonight.
It's a legitimate disclaimer, Joe, and I'm glad you said something early because when you see a game that's like, well, why is he keeping the starters in there? And I get it. You know, we've seen it time and time again where one team is a lopsided win, and you got to give your younger guys a chance. But legally, we're not even allowed to give our younger guys a chance because of the quarters that they have played so far this week that they're already maxed out.
You got it. Short gain by Keston. In fact, might have even lost a yard. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Just no room to run inside for the Newman offense. They've had some open receivers. Just been overthrown. I see we do have a new quarterback in the game. Cal McGuire back at receiver. We'll get you a name and a number on the old QB there.
Number 16, it looks like.
16. Running around. That is Isaiah Keston. I think it's 15, is it not? We said it'd be a lot of Isaiah Keston, and it is. He just does it himself that time. So Isaiah Keston in at quarterback after Cal McGuire ineffective for those first couple of drives. They throw Isaiah Keston in there, and he just scrambles for a nice first down. And that first positive gain of the night for Newman puts the ball 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. 3:09 to go in the first quarter. Let's see if he stays there. He does not.
Kind of a wildcat look, maybe?
It was. Yep. He's back to running back, and Cal McGuire back in at quarterback. Inside handoff, no room to run inside. Tackled there by a host of Saints. Let's see the last guy off the pile. We'll give him credit. Gas for me.
44?
Corbin Michaels. And 44. I was just going for the obvious since I complimented Corbin before. But yes, Chase Haugen in there as well. Schwiesau finishes them off. 2nd and 8.
Chase having a good night so far in this one.
2 turnovers for Newman early. They've shot themselves in the foot to start here tonight. Keston bounces it outside. We talked about how fast he is, and there it is on display. Gets 4 yards, 5 yards on the play, makes it 3rd and manageable. Going to make it 3rd and 3 here.
It's a bit of a brick wall on that one.
He did. Who was that brick wall?
Well,
Let's take a look.
Another look from sideline Gritty Cam. And the wall.
Schwiesau is number 5 and 30, Klein. Schwiesau and Klein combine. The big hit there on Keston. So we'll keep an eye on that with McGuire and Keston. Both play little quarterback here tonight. This is a pass out to Keston. Stop me if you've heard this one before. He gets the first down. Good play by Keston to fight through the tackle by Mullenbeck, and he gets the first down. For the first time of the night, Newman is into Saints territory. At the 45-yard line, they have it 1st and 10.
Good series here for Newman.
This
and
is
really,
just
you
what
need to
they
put
needed.
one together. You got to put one together considering how this thing started. Nothing you can do about the 28 points on the board at this point, but go get some positive yards of doing just that here.
You got it. You got it. Nice response here by a depleted Newman team on this drive. They try to keep it going. Pressure by Haugen. Quarterback gets it away. It's intercepted.
Wow.
Intercepted. Dylan Brum with his 5th interception of the season.
Oh, my goodness. Those overthrown balls of the Achilles heel, they got open receivers.
Yep.
But again, Dylan Brum, right place, right time. Or maybe he's at the wrong place at the right time, but he's so fast he gets himself there.
So the Saints have it 1st and 10. Their worst start of the night. They have to start all the way in their own territory at the 31-yard line. The 4 previous drives have started in Newman Catholic territory.
Slow it down.
So Dylan Brum.
Watch him get a foot down here, right? Only need 1 foot in high school football. Foot down, good catch, good pick. Schwiesow hands it. Corbin Michaels. Michaels makes a man miss. Jukes another. And Corbin Michaels is off to the races across the 40-yard line. Chased out of bounds at the 35, 36-yard line. The Saints quickly flip the field here. They go from their own 30 to the Newman 36 in one play. Henry, how many yards is that? It's a math question.
From the 30 to 36.
30 to the 36?
Yep.
20-something?
34, I think.
Close enough.
Close enough, he says.
That's better than what seemed to be the obvious answer of 6.
Schwiesow keeps. And he's loose. Jace Schwiesow. Inside the 5-yard line.
My goodness.
Schwiesow.
The defense so dialed in to Michaels.
Yep.
That's we saw keeps and scrambles right through the middle for major yardage.
Yeah, almost 30 yards again on that play. 48 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Saints have it 1st and goal, leading 28-0.
Our poor sideline camera crew, they're going to be tired from
I think they are.
hiking up and down the field.
You know, they spent a fair amount of time on this half of the field so far, but they're
Schwiesow
30 yards at a time.
pitches. Tyson Klein into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. St. Ansgar leads this one 34-0 with just under 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Wow, what a start for the Saints.
I've never seen anything like this, guys, and I know that there's going to be folks out there paying attention to playoff picture, paying attention with 2 4-1 teams going at it. If you're doing a score update on this one, you're wondering who mistyped it. 34-0, still in the first quarter of this one.
Extra point, Schwiesow up and good. So that will start, gentlemen. The old rules used to be it had to be second half. No longer a 35-point differential at any point in a high school football game in Iowa starts the running clock. So we will have a running clock as long as that point differential remains 35 or more. So we'll play stops on scores, timeouts, penalties, stuff like that. But normal stoppages of the clock will no longer occur in this game. And there's still 28 seconds to go in the first quarter.
The first quarter, Joe.
St. Ansgar offensive line is doing work tonight. Fun to watch those big guys up front. Let's shout them out one more time. Jackson Broom, Braden Halverson, Dylan Hansen, Aiden Beeson, Derek Heeman, Weston Paulson in there for the Saints on and off as well.
You know, it's easy to talk about how good Michaels is, but he's got, and he does, the vision that he has. The blockers are getting him the first 7 yards.
You got it.
And then you got guys down the field who are throwing blocks, as well as Michaels just juking his way. And in some of those cases, he's backing up a couple of yards just to get a better angle on that runner, and it is working.
Great start here tonight. The Saints lead at 35-0, 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Kest on the return. I believe that is not Keston, now that I look.
Well,
Maybe
let's
it
get a
was.
number on
Let's
him.
look. He's had the ball 90%
20.
of the time tonight. It is not. It's Colin Bliley, number 20. Returns it there the sophomore.
That, I'm guessing, is going to do it for the first quarter.
That will do it for the first quarter. I would guess Newman's not excited about running an extra play here. They are not. They're going to let the clock expire at the end of the first quarter. Saints 35, Knights 0.
Every single job that we do, either one or both of the owners are on the roof.
They don't know what to do. Shoot. Throw them. Throw them. Throw them. Throw them. There you go. That's it. That's it. They're not abandoning it. Oh, no. Geez Louise. Look at the arm on that. Oh,
Woo.
my goodness. Oh,
Who
yeah,
needs
yeah. See,
T-shirt
that's-
cannon when you've got a cannon of
We
your
got
own?
cannons for arms. I'm trying to keep up with these girls. I'll go hit them up at halftime. Make sure third quarter that thing is working. But I think we're going to need to recharge all those cannon boosters. Oh, it looks like we're live.
We are
Talking to the show.
live.
So we've got the T-shirt cannons. Wasn't functioning as a cannon. So these cheerleaders busted out their cannons. And
Just threw 'em.
They just threw them. And I, you know
Did a
what?
great
It's
job.
fun. They did a great job. Oh, they're going to try again here. They figure
Newman
that valve out?
Catholic back on offense here. Their last drive was going well. They were into Saints territory until an overthrown Cal McGuire pass finds its way into Dylan Brum's hands for his 5th interception of the season. And the Saints 3 plays later punch it in and make it 35-0. So we'll have a running clock here at the start of the second quarter. Cal McGuire sacked. Weston Paulson in on the sack. Great play by Weston there.
Big W.
The
as
big
they call
W.
him on Saints TV.
Makes it 2nd and 15. We got a replay here, guys. There it is. There's the Western Paulson. The big W breaks through, sacks Cal McGuire. And this drive starts with a negative play for Newman Catholic. Handoff, Keston. He's slippery, breaks a tackle, stretches it out, but the Saints' pursuit is great. They get him out of bounds, or excuse me, tackle him inbounds there, it looks like, is the sign. Not that it matters. We had 35-point differential. The clock would run either way. No gain on the play. Stays 3rd and 14.
Gain of 1 on the play, be 3rd and 14.
Great pursuit there by the Saints defense. Weston Paulson starts this drive with a sack. The heart of the Saints defense makes the tackle on the long one. Chase Haugen in there, 44 as well. So him and Weston are the defensive ends right now. Pass across the middle, caught by Keston. Short of the first down, but a nice gain. Give him 11. We'll make it 4th and 3. 4th and 3 across the 35-yard, right at the 35-yard line.
Very nice gain for Newman on this. What do you do on this one?
Dick, you got to go. At this point, you're going for it if you're Newman. And by the way, you're going to throw it to Isaiah Keston again or let him run it out, try to get him outside. Except he just went off the field, so announcer guy wrong again. Isaiah Keston to the sideline. The play's just coming in, and there are 11 seconds on the play clock here. They break the huddle quickly. They will make it now. Saints defense changing on the fly. McGuire to pass. Complete. First down. Tackled immediately by Joe Clevenger, Dylan Brum. But that's good for us. Knight first down at the 40-yard line.
Great pass, great reception. It was still a little dangerous. There was 2 red jerseys way too close on that one. But it works out for Newman, and the chains move for our set of downs here from the 40.
Wing T. Man in motion. Hand it right up the middle. Short gain.
Like we saw on the tackle there.
That's 11. Vasky on the carry. They give him forward progress. They give him 3. I'm not sure he was ever that far downfield. It's like just a sea of Saints. Well, it was hard to tell where he was.
It really was hard to tell.
I thought it was, and you could see the blocker in front of him too. It was like, oh, I thought the blocker had 5 yards. Gain of 3 on first down makes it 2nd and 7. Back in shotgun formation here is McGuire. He throws it up and out of bounds, just threw that one away. Receivers were all covered up. He was looking for Bliley, number 20 here on the bottom of your screen. Instead, just throws it away smartly.
Yeah, he was running out of time there with red jerseys coming at him.
Good pressure by the Saints defensive line. 3rd and 7 here. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Saints lead 35-0.
Oof.
Movement early on the offensive line. McGuire not happy, throws the ball down to the ground. That'll cost Newman 5 more. That's their 3rd penalty of the night. All of them motion penalties.
Well, with such a young group in there, and they're probably not used to playing with some of these older guys.
Yeah,
there's a lot to figure out.
You bet. Yep, there's 2 new linemen in there at least. So, they, like you said, you get used to playing with the guy next to you when that changes. And their quarterback's different this week than it's been all season as well, with Thomas McGuire out with an injury. He's in a sling over there on the other side. So, shorthanded Newman team tonight, down big early. Saints taking advantage. Some defensive line changes for your Saints. I see pass almost picked off again, but that hits the ground. Mullenbeck right there on it. 4th and 12. And I believe Newman will punt it away. Looks like we got the punt team coming in. The Saints hold. Newman will punt it away.
Yeah, that's a tough one to decide to go on. They're still on their side of the field. They just have not been getting the yards.
Decent punt. Fair caught by Dylan Brum at the 35-yard line. Dylan Brum calls for the fair catch, makes it at the 35. The Saints will have it there on their 6th possession of the night. The previous 5 end in touchdowns. Saints looking to go 6 for 6 in the first half.
After the punt, Saints take over 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line.
Help me watch for a few substitutions. We talked about it early in case you're just joining us. The young guys have played a lot of football this week, so many of them are out of quarters. So I think we will see a lot of juniors and seniors finish this one out, as there are only a handful of younger guys that have quarters left to play this week. Schwiesau, pitch, Corbin Michaels. This has been entertaining tonight, and this one is too. Wow. Corbin Michaels makes everybody miss. Corbin Michaels, 65 yards, touchdown Saints. Oh, yeah. Corbin Michaels is the best football player in North Iowa. Mark it down. My goodness, 41-0 Saints.
Look at the vision. Look at the feet. Look at the speed. I mean, give the blockers credit, but that kid is really good, Joe.
And when he's not touched in those first 5 yards, your defense is in deep trouble because he can just make everybody miss. It's absolutely fun to watch him run tonight. And the Saints lead 41-0 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Extra points up and no good.
Not good.
So it'll stay 41-0 Saints, 5:09 to go in the first half. This one's been all St. Ansgar.
Steve officially wrong in this one.
He is wrong in this one. I'm going to try to start to get some scores from around the state here on some of those key games that we talked about earlier. So we'll give you some updates on some of those as we go. How's that sound?
I like it. I like it very much.
We'll get some stats for you as well here at halftime. I want to see Corbin Michaels' number because it's going to be quite large. I think he's had 5 carries, but he might have 175 yards on those 5 carries.
I think he's got 3, and I think Juan's got 3.
Thank you, St. Ansgar State Bank, for your generous contributions to keep Saints TV free to watch. They sponsored all the T-shirts this year for our T-shirt cannons.
We appreciate that.
First and third quarter.
Does Corbin Michaels have 3 touchdowns? Jay Sweesow has 1, and Tyson Klein has 2. Am I right on that math? Sound right?
Tyson has 2. Is that right? You know, sometimes when there's enough of them.
Oh, who was the passing touchdown to? Didn't we throw one? Was that one to Corbin?
Yes.
So Corbin definitely has 3. He has 2 rushing, 1 receiving.
I feel like Tyson has 1, but you know what?
Has 1.
If you're Tyson watching this later, I apologize if you have
If
more
we're
than 1.
selling you short here, yeah.
Remember that last year when we had a 52-yard run by Connor King, and none of us remembered. Like, what was that?
What was that
touchdown?
one again?
I don't
Yeah.
remember. So it happens.
It
These
does
old
happen.
guys, I'm getting older.
It is hard to get old, but better than the alternative. Zachary Eckwall on to do the kicking for the Saints. Kickoff. Squibb falling on by an up man for the Knights at the 35-yard line.
Zach of all trades has done some really nifty kicking in those instances where we've seen him kick. Tough to return off that kid.
On the 35-yard line,
For
the Knights
sure.
take over 1st and 10.
So this one's been all Saints. Newman has put together on their last drives, have gotten first downs, have moved the ball a bit, primarily focused on Isaiah Keston here as he's dangerous back there using his speed. See if they can put one together here. 4:30 to go in this first half. Inside run, nothing to it. You're not going to run on the interior of this defensive line very often. That's Vasky with the carry, no gain.
Surprised to see the cheerleaders doing their many, many jumping jacks in jackets. You think they'd be just hot and sweating like crazy right now. But these gals got to stay warm, got to stay limbered up. They're expecting more jumping jacks to come. Every point, they're jumping.
You're going to get a workout tonight. It's early and often here.
That's a fact.
Doing the jumping jacks. McGuire under center. Pass.
That's a deep ball and another
Intercepted. Jace Schwiesow picks it off. Jace Schwiesow on the run. 40. 30. I'm going to be brought down there by Isaiah Keston, and it gets a little help there, but the Saints will have it at the 32-yard line after the 3rd turnover by the Newman Catholic Knights of the night. They have 2 interceptions now and a kickoff fumble, or a kickoff return fumble. All go the Saints' way. 3
interceptions.
3.
You got 2 Brum.
Oh, that's right.
2 Brum.
3 interceptions. Excuse me.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Cal
yeah.
McGuire
No,
has
that's-
3 interceptions tonight. I think the Saints have caught more of his passes than the Knights have.
Well, and when you saw him go back and throw that rainbow of a pass, knowing what this defense is, it's either blown coverage or a potential interception.
Yep. We have guys back there who are going to go get the football this year. We've seen it. Handoff middle. Gain of 3 for Tyson Klein. Tyson Klein comes up with a little limp there. He'll walk that off. Seth Schatz, number 9, runs in the play. Speaking of Seth Schatz, you probably hear him on Hitman Baseball stream here on Sunday. If you're looking to watch a little baseball this time of year, you skip that MLB stuff. Come watch a little
Oh, it's fun.
Hitman Baseball here live from St. Ansgar. Just a fall league, a bunch of high school kids get together, play. Corbin Michaels has it, and he breaks a couple of tackles, makes a man miss inside the 10-yard line. Goes Corbin Michaels, 1st and goal, Saints. On Bliley and on the tackle.
The footwork. Just look at this guy. The footwork.
He gets
I mean,
you
I don't
going
know.
left, and then he goes right. And that's really hard
I'm gonna be
when
really
he
anxious.
moves as fast as he does.
Yeah, and I'm going to be really anxious to see what these first half stats say about his yardage because
it's still the first half?
It is,
still
sir.
the first half. Yes, it is.
Good clarification. We appreciate that. Schwiesau hands it off.
As Michael's through the middle.
How many touchdowns
A
do you
little
say he's
different
got?
formation. We think he's got 3 for sure, maybe 4.
Well, there have been
He's got 2 long running touchdowns. There's been
6
6.
touchdowns.
We better play some of the replay.
I know
clips
Schwiesau
just to-
has one. Yeah, we'll get you some stats here.
I
There's
think Klein's
plenty.
got 3, doesn't he?
Well, Joe said 2. I
I
said
think he's
1.
got
Does Klein
2.
have multiple?
No, Klein's got 3.
Klein has 3?
Yep.
Wow, let's see. My memory is not
Schwiesau
serving me
gonna
well.
get his
second one.
Oh, that's Schwiesau keeps it. Fooled me. Schwiesau keeps it.
2 now.
Touchdown, Saints. Jay Schwiesau with his second rushing touchdown of the night. 47-0 Saints. 46 seconds to go in the first half. What a night here in St. Ansgar. They have run this Newman team over tonight.
It's been all gas, no brakes for the Saints.
Schwiesau on to attempt the extra point. That one's blocked. Colin Bliley gets around the end. Nice job by him. Blocked the extra point. It's 47-0 Saints. 46.3 seconds remain in the first half.
All right, so go back, and I apologize if Tyson's probably watching this later, right? He says, Sparrow, you only remember one of my. Okay, I apologize. It's all happening pretty quick here. So
It
do we get a
has
breakdown?
happened
Who's
fast.
got the TDs?
Let's try this. All
Let's
right.
do
so
it.
here's number 1.
Is the Tyson Klein 1.
Number 2, that was an interception. We'll skip that. This is number 2, I believe, and this was.
This is the
Schwiesau.
Schwiesau keep. That's his first.
So let's go to the next clip now. Oh, we clipped the Schwiesau one twice.
That's the same play. We already got that one.
Oh, there you go. We just hit the wrong button.
This is a Michaels long touchdown.
His first of the night.
That is a long one.
It might have only been 40 yards, but he ran about 70.
And okay.
This
This
is
is
that
the fumble
kickoff.
recovery.
Fumble,
So
yep.
we'll go to the next one now. And I think this was a Klein touchdown.
See, I remember the flop. The Klein flop into the end zone.
That was the untouched Klein.
Okay, so I didn't. Yep. So I apologize
2.
already. See,
Oh, there was this one that was on the
this is a touchdown.
this one. I think we got in the other replay. This is a Klein touchdown as well.
Zach Eckwall.
That's the same
kickoff
one we
coming
just watched,
here in
right?
about 4 seconds.
I don't know. We're losing track.
Yeah, so many. Zachary Eckwall, line drive kick,
We need an accountant up here.
fielded by Bliley. He just smartly dives on it at the 23-yard line. Good kick by Zach.
We need a bean counter.
And I believe that will do it in the first half unless Newman wants to line up and chuck that pigskin. They will not have to, and they will not. So that will do it for the first half. The Saints lead 47-0. What a night here in the first half. The Saints go up and down the field at will on this depleted Newman team. They're missing a few guys tonight, and it shows they're on the field. 4-1 Newman trails the 4-1 Saints 47-0 at half.
Hey, you don't want to miss the third quarter. Slammin' Sammy P is going to be there. And right now, is there Cy right here? Is this young Cy? If so, just wave a hand. Let's see what we got here. I have no idea. Well, I thought maybe. There it is. There it is. Yes, indeed. Look at that. He loves watching his Saints football. Slammin' Sammy P coming up here at the end of the half for our third quarter.
I have some stats for you if you'd like to go to those before we go to break, or you want to do it when we come back?
That's up to you. I'm going to go see if I can fix the T-shirt.
Let's
issue
go
down
through them
there.
quick because we've just talked about it. I want to hit these because they're kind of fun here. First half looks like this. Schwiesau has attempted just 3 passes, completed 2 of them for 26 yards. Corbin Michaels, 7 carries. Somebody guess. 7 carries.
Oh, my goodness.
How many yards?
So if I'm going to average 30, 25, what's the right thing? He's got to have 187 yards.
He has 216 yards in the first half on
Goodness.
7 carries, a
Ooh,
31
216 yards
yard
of rushing
average.
and a half.
Whew. Corbin
insane.
Michaels caps it off with that 65-yarder. Jay Schwiesau, 41 yards rushing. Joe Clevenger has 18. Tyson Klein has 36. But this game has been all Corbin Michaels. What a night here for St. Ansgar. And we're not done yet. 47-0 Saints come back here for the second half. Get underway in about 15 minutes.
This broadcast is made possible thanks to the generous contributions of the advertisers you see here, as well as the Foundation for the Enhancement of Mitchell County and the Saints Legacy Fund.
It's Saints TV's goal to bring the game to those who are unable to cheer from the stands. Watching the stream is free. Creating it is not. Please consider donating to our cause through our donation partner, Give Butter. 100% of your donation goes directly to the St. Ansgar school system, where it is used for the education of our students, the equipment used to create these streams, and the athletic department so that our students can keep competing in the sports that are near to their hearts. Thank you for supporting St. Ansgar, and thank you for giving Butter.
Johnson Oil, we do a little bit of everything from home to tank. We can set your LP tanks, fill your refined fuel, monitor your tanks, fill your LP cylinders, and we can get whatever parts and service you need.
Every single job that we do, either one or both of the owners are on the roof overseeing and often installing the products, which is something that we really pride ourselves on and make sure that we're going above and beyond.
At Farmers State Bank, we have a proud tradition of commitment of excellence.
Cut! Hey, great, guys. What's all the big production about?
We have a couple job openings that we're looking to fill, so we're making a commercial.
Just tell them you're going to pay them well. We're really pretty easy to get along with most of the time, and there's plenty of room for advancement or whatever.
At Farmers State Bank, we have a proud tradition of paying you, being pretty easy to get along with most of the time, and there's plenty of room for advancement, or whatever.
Here, there's 100 calories per serving of that. Oh. You like salted caramel?
I can't even eat caramel.
What?
I got braces.
Oh no!
But you gotta have it.
So you like it?
I
You
do,
could have
but I can't have it.
Oh, good. Well,
Yeah,
not.
I can't stop tonight. We're taking off for the Iowa State game tomorrow.
Ooh, who they play tomorrow?
Baylor.
That'd be good.
They're gonna beat them. That would be
We gotta
good.
stop them.
Iowa State's ranked, right?
They are now.
And Baylor?
They're not ranked. They used to be good. They're kind of crappy.
You have to wake up early to watch the Vikings on Sunday. Don't forget. 8:30 a.m.
Yeah.
What's the deal with those guys? NFL has them. NFL.com has them ranked as
Welcome back to St. Ansgar. The Saints lead at 47-0 over the Newman Catholic Knights. First half, that was all St. Ansgar, all Corbin Michaels. Corbin Michaels, 7 carries, 216 yards. If you're good at math, that's 30.85 yards per carry. A heck of a night for that young man, and he has looked fluid and been fun to watch out there for the Saints. We talked about this Newman football team a little short-handed tonight. My mic just went out.
Your mic went
So,
out?
yeah. I don't know if...
There we go.
Maybe I just couldn't hear myself, but...
We heard you.
Oh, good. So the Saints take advantage of that and run up and down the field on the Knights' defense. The Knights' offense has moved the ball fairly well in the last couple of drives, but the Saints have 3 interceptions. True. Dylan Brum has
Yes.
2 of those, and Jay Suisau has the other one. The Knights also fumbled away a kickoff, so the Saints have taken advantage and dominated this game from the start. 47-0, third quarter about to get underway, and you know what that means.
I know what that means. 1,000 fans, 1,000 requests, all for the same thing. It's Slammin' Sammy P. Slammin' Sammy P, where are you?
I'm back.
He's back. He's back. We missed him last week. Welcome back, kid.
Yeah.
He's a foot taller than last time. You can't see that because he's behind the camera. But it's a good thing, honestly, because you're just getting more and more handsome, too. And the ladies, well, there's only room for however many are in the booth.
Right, yeah. Exactly. And
Hammer time's got to leave. Only room for one handsome man in the booth at a time.
we also wanted to comment. We thought you were an adult down there at the flag football ceremony beforehand. We were like, we're trying to find you. You're going to want to go watch it because there's a special graphic just for you. So you're going to want to see that. Okay, I'm not going to spoil it. Don't spoil it for him. But Slam and Sammy, we want you to go look at that pregame festivity. You were highlighted with a special graphic.
And we're going to note too that, hey, don't be too hard on me. I'm working on my camera skills. Okay.
I won't. I think I'm missing a question here.
What?
Oh, is there a question?
There's a question from Duke.
Duke has a question. Duke, will you give him a question, please?
You always ask.
How have you been keeping?
Very well. I've been keeping very well.
As we roll into the second half, a reminder, the Saints JV and JJV teams both played 2 full games this week, hard-fought games, so they are out of playing time. So the Saints juniors and seniors will be taking this one for the most part. There are a couple of underclassmen who have a couple of quarters left, I believe, but not many. So you're not going to see wholesale substitutions here in the second half, regardless of what the score might be, just because of that fact. So just an FYI, if you're wondering why are they still out there, that would be why. And we've already seen some substitutions. We're getting some other guys some playing time and some different guys at different spots, but just a heads up for you.
Something that very much, I mean, it's not very surprising, but it's a very outstanding statistic from Corbin Michaels. That is incredible. What's the record for rushing yards?
What is the record? I think
I can pull it up.
We sure can. We're going to go look. We know against Rockford, the game Joel was talking about, we were talking about that at half. Dayton Smith had like 7 rushing touchdowns in that game. I don't know how many yards he had, but he was a beast that night.
I think has the touchdown record.
He has the touchdown record.
I think the yardage record goes to...
I think I know, but do you think you know?
I do, but I can't remember the name of the individual at the moment. It was just 2 or 3 years ago.
Agree.
And it took everyone by surprise. Nope.
He's looking. We're looking. We're going to get you that
I
number.
heard someone whisper Sievert. It's not.
Nope.
Not Sievert.
Sievert is...
Let's do it this way.
Okay, on the all-time yards in a game.
In a game. Where's Ryan Cole at on that list?
He has the 4th most.
Fourth. Okay, let's just keep whittling her down.
These are single games, not like career or season. This is one game, most yards.
Pop-up right there.
High pop-up kick.
Oh, but a big
tackled. Tyson Klein. Weston Paulson.
Let's see.
Joe Clevenger. In on the tackle. Newman Catholic has it first and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Do you want to open up in the chat?
Yeah, throw your guesses out.
What about Sheikah? Is he on that list? Did he have a? I know he had a lot of yards. Did he have a big game?
He is way down the list.
Okay.
I'm actually surprised. Maybe I overlooked him.
I would have guessed he had one of those nights. Yeah.
His high game, let's see, 193 against Wapsie Valley.
Oh, so the number one's really high.
And he's like, I don't know, probably 30th on the list.
Holy cow.
Inside handoff, nowhere to run
So
for
let's see.
28.
You think it's over? Do you think it's over 300?
It is over 300.
Holy cow!
I feel like it's like 317 or something like that.
322 is the number.
Ooh, 322. Who had 322 rushing yards in a single game for the Saints? If you know, put it down in the chat.
Not that long ago, but I will say this is kind of a dark horse or a deep cut if you're a radio DJ.
So you said
A
3 years?
deep cut.
Deep cut.
Can you tell us which year?
Is that too big of a
Is
hint
that
to
too
tell us a year?
2021.
2021.
Holy cow! Okay. What?
I definitely know who it is then.
Yeah, Joe, you know who it is.
Isaiah Keston stretched out to the right side. Big loss on the play. Guess who? Corbin Michaels.
Nope.
Chase Haugen? No, I'm saying on the tackle. Sorry, I'm calling the play. I'm calling the play.
Giving the answer.
No. Sorry.
He wasn't playing in 2021.
No. Yeah, I apologize. You can tell scorekeeper gone, backup scorekeeper in. I apologize in advance.
Even with a running clock. I tell you what, I tried to keep score just at volleyball. There's no clock in volleyball. I couldn't keep up.
Let's see. Pass. Oh, let's get another pick right here. Throws it away. That may be grounding. Hits Mariah Michaels in the hand.
I think if the score wasn't what it was, that is grounding, but we're just not. We're going to let that one go at this point. Good call by the officials. Put the flag in the pocket. Let them punt it away.
So who's your guess, Joe?
I don't want to guess. I want organic content creation here.
Hey,
I think so too.
I'm only 12. I can't.
We'll get some guesses in the chat. If you're out there and you know who in 2021, that's a big
Here's a
hint.
guess.
We have a guess.
That is not it.
Good guess, though.
Good guess. He's got a lot of records, but not the single game record.
Let's see. Is it a quarterback?
No.
Okay.
Let's see if there is a quarterback. Brian Heimer is the leading quarterback rushing yards. Surprise there. He was a great running quarterback. 2003 season had 236 against Denver.
What's the penalty?
I think they did call that one.
Okay.
The intentional grounding, perhaps.
They are
I don't know.
13th on the list.
That is 4th and
13.
I think we called it a mile. Was it a country
I think
mile last
we
week?
called it a quarter mile and got roundly criticized,
We
so we
were.
had to be careful with that.
And that one's a short bill.
Good punt. Gonna get a little hang time.
There's Brum. Oh, good block.
Michaels goes to town.
Dylan Drum on the return.
Kind of a low-hanging punt.
Let's see.
We have a
hammer time.
So we've got, was that COVID year? 01, 21?
21 would have been. Yeah, they would have had the.
Okay. So shortened season, right? Or no?
I think we had a regular length season.
No. COVID was 20.
Yeah,
we
but
have a penalty on the play.
Oh
just
yeah, it was
FYI.
20.
So the Saints are trying to, or the officials are trying to sort this one out. I think it's on the Saints.
We can't blame you for that, Sammy, calling 21 a COVID year. I mean, that was before you were born.
Feels like.
I'm kidding. I mean, you know better.
Well, the
It's a
COVID kind of
joke.
drug on there into 2021.
Yeah,
to be fair.
Yeah, it did. It did. Football would have been late 21.
Let's see.
Long delay here as they try to sort this thing out.
Let's see our options. Let's
I
sort out-
believe it's going to be. Depends on when that penalty was. I never even saw the flag. I don't know if anybody else did. But.
Look at that. Look at that. Look what just
What is
happened.
this?
Oh, thank you, ladies. Saving the day.
We're getting a delivery here in the booth.
Oh, my goodness.
We requested popcorn and drinks, and somehow, I mean, and by request, I mean we just put it in the ether. Like, man, wouldn't it be nice to have some
Wouldn't it be nice?
popcorn and a
And
Gatorade?
That
and,
shows up. Like magic.
and here we go.
You ladies are magic.
You guys are doing great.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you,
Wait a minute,
ladies.
what's your white lies? Let me see your white lies.
I never smile. I know
Never
what I am,
smile.
I understand
I know what I'm
football.
doing. That's funny.
And I understand football.
And what
Love
does
it.
yours say?
I know what I want.
I know what I want. That's hilarious. White lies.
Thank you,
tonight.
ladies.
Thanks, ladies.
Some high school Saints bring us a little
Holy
refreshment here for the third quarter as the officials continue to try to sort this thing out. A re-kick is about to occur.
penalty.
Wow.
What?
So that's a 15-yard penalty, but Newman is still going to punt it away, except the officials still aren't sure we have it right, so we're gonna get it right, which I guess I can appreciate.
So it is a running back with the record, correct?
Yes, and we have some more guesses in the old chat. I don't know why it took me so long to think of the word chat.
You gonna show them?
It's because of the delay on the
Saul.
field, I think.
I believe that's not
Jack
right.
Sievert.
Good guesses.
Good
All
guesses.
Good guesses.
And here is the winner.
That's
Lauren
the
Eisler
one.
But Joel with the detail. He knew who he played against.
versus North Union. He went off that night. That was an incredible night of football.
How many touchdowns?
I don't know.
It was a sneaky night. I remember after that
Yes.
game, I think it was even the coaches were talking, saying, "Do you realize that he broke the record?"
Right.
And we're like, "No,
No.
he didn't."
Yeah, he had a good night, but it was just
Yeah.
he had like the same kind of deal as Corbin's night. Tonight had like 12 carries and 340 yards. I was just like, what? No, yeah, every carry was 65 yards. That add up in a hurry.
He had 4 touchdowns in that game.
4
Which
tutties.
There's about 1 million. Well, not 1 million. There's probably 20.
So we go from 4th and
People with
32
that
to
number.
4th and 17. And now the punt. We have it all sorted, and the punt will finally occur.
You guys did a good job of reading the script early in that one.
Short punt takes the Saints out. So.
Yeah, I don't think that penalty helped Newman. Where was the ball the first time around?
Bit further, maybe like 32.
Yeah, no, that penalty definitely hurt him. You're correct, right?
I feel like it did.
Yeah, it's in the same ballpark because he had a pretty nice return after the big Corbin Michaels block, right? Clock runs here in St. Ansgar. Still 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. That is not a misprint.
What about all-purpose yards? Do you think, what does Corbin have for receiving?
Tonight?
Yeah.
Not many.
Not many.
Just that one, I believe.
And that's a touchdown with it, though.
It
right?
was. I believe it
Oh,
was.
Klein. Good carry.
Gain of 7. Tyson Klein on first down. If you're wondering why the Saints' regular offense is out there, I'll say it one more time. The JJV teams both had games this week, and that's basically the same team because our underclassmen, the sophomore class is very, very small in number, and so is the freshman class. Bigger classes coming. There's just not many kids in either of those classes, and so a little smaller. So they both play both of those games. They're out of quarters and not eligible to play tonight. So you'll see juniors and seniors on the field.
Oh, Tyson Klein.
Tyson Klein refuses to go down, takes it inside the 10, down at the 7-yard line. First and goal, Saints.
Still TK Rush?
Oh, sorry to rain on your parade, Joe, but it's not magic. Your wife bought that for you.
She did? How do you know this?
Hey, I'll tell you what the magic is.
It's not magic. Look at that Potato World logo.
Oh, that is nice.
If you, that's
Classic.
an inside joke. Max Beeland out there. Hello, Potato World. Thank you for your contribution to the internet. It lives on forever.
So I don't know that I've ever actually disagreed with Kick and Kimba Sue, but in this case, it is magic. And the magic isn't quite as obvious. The magic is that Kick and Kimba Sue actually, well, the magic is that Joe convinced Kick and Kimba Sue to marry him because Kick and Kimba Sue is a major upgrade. Sorry, not your average Joe.
No,
but,
I 100%.
But you did really well.
To use the football analogy, way outkicked my coverage. No doubt about it. And she comes through with the popcorn and convinces 3 high school girls to bring it to
Yeah,
us.
that's magic. Too.
That is also magic. I don't care what she says.
Kick
Tyson
the
Klein,
coverage.
touchdown Saints.
Is that a second?
But we don't know. It's
That
between
is
his
his
second and his fourth.
It's his fourth, we decided. We think.
You got the replay ready?
53-0 Saints, 6:39 to go in the third quarter. Suisao on to kick the extra point.
Slam and Sammy, I stole your fire on that one. You're used to calling those Tyson Klein touchdowns, and I was talking about the magic of kicking Kimbasu.
Here's a chance on the replay.
Here you go. Call the replay. Slam and
play it
Sammy.
again.
All right.
Oh, we got to back it up.
Oh, he really means back it up.
Here we go.
Oh.
Whoa! What a cool shot.
Oh, that was a cool shot.
Fine versus on the sideline, and he just shoots through the gap for the touchdown.
Man.
No, that was
Very,
I don't know.
very
I mean, just
exciting.
because it's 53-0 doesn't mean you got to mail it in. We need some effort out of you.
You know
He's
what?
all
Next
grown
one.
up now.
Next one, all right?
He doesn't
Next
want to
one.
fake it. I understand. You want to do it real. It's not. This isn't.
It'll
Faces
be
off
better
on the
when it's
outside.
real.
Klein splits through the gap and bursts into the end zone.
In the slow mo, you gotta use the slow mo voice.
Right.
Where is it? It's there. Okay, you want to do it in slow mo? No, the next one over.
You know, basketball season is actually right around the
Whoa.
corner. Not to say that it's that close.
It's coming fast. Is that what we're hearing there?
Well, we're trying to match it up.
Zachary Eckwell on to kick it off for the Saints.
Wow. Not to be looking forward to, Head. We still have a lot of football, including playoff football to play. The basketball season's right around the corner. I mean, it's just flown by.
Ooh.
Seems like we just started the season.
Good kick.
The kick is up. Caught. He's going. Brought down.
Down across the 30-yard line is Bliley.
Hammer Time hasn't lost any pep in his stat. Probably can't hear him on the broadcast.
Well, we can hear him.
Look at that nickname for
I can hear him.
Klein. The ATM.
Week 5.
Automatic
correct?
touchdown maker
Automatic.
ATM.
from Matt Hackenmiller.
I like it. I
Week
like
5
it.
or week 6? Week 5.
Hey, we got a score update. One of the key games to watch. Halftime over in Council Bluffs. St. Albert trailing at the half. Tri-Center 20-16. They put together a drive to close out the half to go up a score. And so there you have that.
You know, how are the Bulldogs doing for you, Joe?
Who are the Bulldogs?
Georgia.
Georgia. No, I totally switched. I told you, a lifelong Alabama fan. Great tackle there. Chase Haugen has played some great football the last couple of weeks. You know, he wasn't out there to start the season. Kept working, kept his, head in the game, and has found the field, and not just found it, but made a significant impact these last several weeks.
Tackle for a loss.
Hats off to Coach Clevenger on that one. These boys know they got to earn their position. You work hard, you earn your spot. It's all about the team, and you've got to be the contributors to make it into the starting lineup to play on Friday night. These guys know it. They work hard for them.
You get what you earn.
Throw right here. Deep.
Oh, it's up.
Ooh, Bliley with a great reception.
And pass interference possibly.
Covered up. Flag on the play late. I don't know if that's going to be a sideline infraction. Sure is. That's a sideline infraction on the Saints.
Who do you think it was?
So is that the referee not being able to get
to
down
get to the
field?
play? Yep, exactly, because you ran into a coach or a player.
Well, hopefully
I believe the first one is just basically a warning. I don't think there's actually any yardage attached to it.
Have to back up.
Here's a replay.
See what happened.
Great catch by Colin Bliley. Who threw that? That was not McGuire. McGuire's, so there you go. It's Keston in at quarterback.
Oh, we got to go back.
Or at least he's in the backfield.
He takes
Yeah.
that. It's a
Here's your
low
Wildcat
cat.
look again.
That's a good play for these guys.
Yeah. It's their only play that they've gained mostly positive yardage on.
They have done really well with that play tonight. No doubt.
Running clock. It's a very, not to jinx it, they could come back, but it's looking like it's going to be a very dominant win.
26, Andrew Hall in there for the Saints.
Slam and Sammy, there's been a couple games here. It seemed like most of them that you've been broadcasting with us. We've been on a running clock in the third quarter, and so we keep you around for the fourth. You want to stick around this time, too?
Could I run and get some food?
Keston
When
blown
she's
up.
It's a running clock, my friend.
Derek Heeman. My goodness, Derek. Nice play by Derek Heeman. He says, you're going to keep handing it off to old 15. I think I'll just tackle him instead. He does just that.
We still have that graphic.
Loss of 5 on the play. I think that might be the 5th negative play created by your Saints defense here tonight. They have been
Another
all
trivia
over.
question: who's got the most tackles behind the line of scrimmage in a season for the Saints?
Connor King had a really good season last year.
He did. He was on a tear last year.
Who else?
Keston, back to pass. Throws it to McGuire. Nice tackle there.
King's year last year was good enough for 6th place on the tackle for loss list.
I just remember him scoring touchdown after touchdown on defense.
Brumman on the tackle.
Is it recent? Is the record recent?
No, mildly. Nah, I would say it's recent, but I probably.
Like 11, 12?
Yeah.
Okay. So I wouldn't know.
It was the state championship year.
Oh, 11. Year before I was born.
Actually?
Yeah.
Man, that makes me
I
feel
was going to
old.
say it was before you were born as a joke.
But
apparently it's actually
good
was.
defense.
Connor Mullen back.
Great.
I'm getting old.
Holy guacamole. That was some great defense.
11. Let's see. I was just looking at the stats on that team. Who was that 22? Was it 22? Who's that little?
Nope.
No.
4th and 8.
Who's that speedy?
They're
kid?
going here. Down
Kyle Hansen?
53-0.
Yeah, Hanson. No,
Nope, not him.
probably played.
We're talking
DB.
like defensive linemen
Yeah,
here,
he's a-
linebackers.
So not like a Connor. What would it?
Let's see. Trying to like.
Keston in a quarterback. Back to pass. Gonna run it right up the middle. Good
Oh.
keep, and you see his speed. Dangerous with the football.
Slides.
And that's why they have relied on him tonight. Every positive play is at the hands of Mr. Keston. And there's on display, first time inside the red zone for Newman Catholic.
No. So D lineman. So like somebody that would be on the offensive line on offense.
Jackson Steinberg.
Would they have been?
That's
on
what
the
Riley
offensive
Steinberg guessed. That is not correct.
So is it somebody that would play offensive line, or is it more?
No, it was John Sievert. Patrick Knowlton had the right answer.
Pat Knowlton knows. John Sievert,
26 tackles behind the line in a season. Second place is 18, Colin Broussard, and little brother Jack with 18 both each.
Nice gain on first down by guess who? Isaiah Keston.
Oh.
Gain 6, 2nd and 4. Best drive of the night for Newman.
I mean, with our defense, this may end up being an interception.
How about one more of those? That'd
Yeah.
work. Would that be number 4 on the night? If we can get one more?
Yes, it would. If they would stop running the ball.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see that. I think you're going to have Isaiah Keston keep it about 4 times here.
So you run track?
He does. He is quick.
Oh, they are going to throw it.
No, they just pretend to and then run around the outside.
Now
Now he throws it away smartly. That'll be the last play of the third quarter. It'll be 3rd and 4 when we return here to St. Ansgar for the start of the fourth quarter. Saints 53, the Knights of Newman 0.
You sent it out?
I'm going to.
At Farmer State Bank, we have a proud tradition of commitment of excellence.
Cut. Hey guys, what's all the big production about?
We have a couple job openings that we're looking to fill, so we're making a commercial.
Just tell them you're going to pay them well. We're really pretty easy to get along with most of the time, and there's plenty of room for advancement or whatever.
At Farmer State Bank, we have a proud tradition of paying you, being pretty easy to get along with most of the time, and there's plenty of room for advancement, or whatever.
I didn't really notice it. Did you?
The end of the third quarter, the ball is on the east 14-yard line. Junior class.
Glenn wouldn't give it away. Whoa, wrong camera.
Oh.
Sorry about that, folks. We got the Saints TV grass cam.
Shout out to the grounds crew.
Looking good out there tonight.
It is looking good out there. That field is beautiful, well painted. I think we can thank Coach Brian Meyer for that work.
You guys a green thumb with a can of red and white paint.
A little of both, right? Yeah, he's got a red thumb and a white thumb and then a green thumb. Oh, no. That seems like too many thumbs, but it could be.
But it's Meyer. He's capable of great things.
He is for sure. It is the fourth quarter, 3rd and 4. McGuire back to quarterback so he can pitch it to Keston, who goes nowhere. It'll be 4th down and 4.
Seth Shotson on the stop on that one. You talked about Seth a little bit earlier in the Sunday Iowa's premier baseball league, the Hitmen. Many kids from many communities in North Iowa playing for 6 hours on Sunday. Yeah, we stream it. It's just a nonstop 6-hour stream. So if you're wanting to watch some baseball on Sunday, noon to 6,
60-plus kids from all over North Iowa and southern Minnesota come together just to play, right? Just to get a little better, and it's fun to watch.
It's not a broadversation. It's more just a stream of what's going on, but it's fun to watch.
Isaiah Keston can't get out of the grasp of Derek Heeman, and Newman turns it over on downs. The Saints defense bends, but does not break. Saints football. Nice job by the Saints defense there.
Kicking Kimbasu says, I don't know if you want to, I don't know if you have that. Do you have that? I think you mentioned something about that, Duke, early on. Do we have that? That play? The opening kickoff?
Yeah. I got everything.
We got him.
He's got it all. Okay, so Kicking Kimbasu, we have your message has been heard. We're going to take a look and see. Duke is going to dig it up.
Joe Clevenger in at quarterback, hands it off to who's the last guy off the pile?
Well, they just
that was
had it
Andrew
26.
Hall. Andrew Hall up with it.
This was the play.
The grass can play? Oh.
No, I was pulling this up. Yeah, we were talking about the top 10 list. I think someone popped their head in the booth and was asking a question, and I didn't take the graphic off before this.
Oh,
there it is. That was the opening kick, and that started things to go in the right direction. That's Chase Haugen. Starts
that
the
kicks
Saints
things off, as you might say.
Oh, I see what you did there. So,
thank you, Kicking Kimba, and thank you, Brooke, for saying something. You bet. Like that's
so now, we try to show every play.
The magic of having Duke in here is we can go get that play if we didn't get a chance to see it. So,
Joe Clevenger in at quarterback, Andrew Hall in at fullback. We'll go through some other Saints here. We talked about there wouldn't be wholesale changes, but we do have some tonight. Hale Dietrich in there, number 59. Luke Peterson, number 52, in for the Saints on offense. It's 2nd down and 8. Under 9 minutes to go in this one. Connor Mullenbeck still on the field, but now at the running back position, so he's back there in the backfield. Has it there. Big gain, Andrew Hall, fullback. First guy through gets it. Fooled everybody. He gets a 1st down for the Saints.
Andrew Hall on the carry. Tackle made by Jackson Ducker.
So the Saints make some changes here on this drive. Schweisow is out of the game. Clevenger in. Zachary Eckwall runs the play in for the Saints. Is Tyson Klein the other back out there on this side? Is that 30? You guys help me out with that if you can see.
Looks like it.
Andrew Hall with the carry. Good run by Andrew Hall. Refuses to go down. He adds 3 extra yards onto that 1st down carry. Makes it 2nd down.
Andrew Hall on ball carry.
And 2. Bliley in on the tackle. But not before Andrew Hall gets 8.
Great run by Hall on that one. So Clevenger obviously, does he get JV time?
He does not. So that's what's interesting, right? He's the
Who's this? Can you tell who that is?
That's Derek Heeman. Derek Heeman had himself a night. He can say hello to Saints TV if he'd like at this point. Andrew Hall again. Andrew Hall breaks free and down across the 25-yard line. First down, Saints at the 24-yard line.
Hall looking good.
Andrew Hall running hard, refusing to go down. Number 60, Hudson Ostrander in there for the Saints as well. A junior.
Oh, there he is again.
He just wants to be Saints TV famous. You can't blame him.
The
He-Man.
Get off the field.
Going to get a sideline warning there. Get off the field.
Wonder if
there,
he's the
young
one
man.
who bumped into the ref earlier,
Might
trying
be.
to wave at the camera.
Might be.
That might be what happened.
So this version of the Saints offense running down the field as well. Another handoff to the fullback. We have run the same play, 7 plays in a row. Shortest gain was that one at 5 yards.
Tackle made by Isaiah Carlson.
Well, correction. My peripheral or my perspective was bad. He gained 6. So,
Hey, if you're just joining us and you're thinking, hey, aren't we just coming out of halftime? We are with less than 6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Saints go up early, get themselves to a running 35-point advantage in the first quarter.
Yes, sir. For 27 seconds to go, the Saints in the first quarter, the Saints led this one 35-0. Guess who's got the ball, gentlemen? Guess who's going into the end zone? That's Andrew Hall. Touchdown, Saints.
That's anybody's guess. These guys are good at hiding the ball.
We ran the same play that entire drive. That was Andrew Hall, and then it 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 was touchdown, Andrew Hall.
Oh, when you say guess who it was, you were being facetious?
I was trying to get you to guess Andrew Hall. So Andrew Hall punches it in 59-0 Saints. It's okay.
Oh, Hall looking good on this drive. Hall looking good in this game. Saints looking great in this game.
Schwiesau is going to attempt the extra point, and it is good to make it an even 60 here for the Saints. Slam and Sammy P is nourished and back in the booth.
Are you chewing, Sammy? You gotta stop chewing. I'll unmute you when you're done chewing. You're
really
muted
good
until you're
idea.
done chewing.
That's a great
No one
idea.
wants to hear that. I mean, probably people do, but we'll save it for postseason. You ready? All right.
Not the healthiest dinner, but
What'd you have? Give us the recap and rate it for us.
gonna hear a lot more about my stuff during basketball season. Pretzel bites with cinnamon and frosting, and then I have a root beer right here. So maybe not the healthiest. But
Well,
For a growing boy, I think those calories are probably really good for you.
Yep.
hot take.
Carbs and sugar work when you're in 6th grade.
Root beer is the best soda.
When you're closer to 60 than you are 6th grade, not so much.
Do you have a favorite root beer, Slam and Sammy?
Or sarsaparilla.
1919 and A&M. Wait, is it A&M or what is it?
It's A&W,
A&W.
I believe.
There we go.
A&W.
Same thing. Just
Travis, I heard a sarsaparilla from in the back.
I like a good sarsaparilla.
You're an old soul, Travis. That Duke Scoop, he's young in person, old in soul.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
He drives an old man car with his left blinker on at all times.
Yes, I do. Old Buick.
And his second car's a Buick. I was just going to say, yeah, exactly. And the blinker goes out of that one, he gets in the Buick and rides in the left lane.
are they eligible for a kickoff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So anybody can, the quarters do not count, kickoff or special teams, period, don't count in the whole quarter rule.
I see number 8 on that jersey. Is that? Oh, it's not Carson Sparrow.
Right? I did that earlier this year, too. Carson will forever be number 8 in our hearts. He's still number 8. He just, he's passed it on to a new caretaker.
Yes, he has.
Trey Johans is the new caretaker of number 8.
That was Trey? Was that Trey?
Trey is number 8 here in football. He's number 33 or 3 in baseball. I wonder if he'll switch back to 3 now that Drew Powers retired his number is number 3. Drew's been 3 for a couple of decades for the Saints, feels like.
Did Carson play quarterback?
He did his
Sophomore or junior?
Junior year.
Junior year. Okay, because I remember him playing quarterback.
Didn't he play the playoff game his sophomore year as quarterback? Didn't we do something kind of entertaining one year with him? In a playoff game at Grundy Center. It was supposed to be a blowout. We were the last seed. They were the 1 seed, and we hung with them the whole time. Remember this? Carson played some quarterback that night, did he not?
I thought Grundy beat us like 35-0.
But
Am I wrong?
But it was like 12-0.
Joel, where are
in
you?
the
We
third
need
quarter.
Joel.
Yeah,
Just like the Iowa game.
it was close.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they kind of poured it on
So
us.
Tate Meyer was the quarterback that year, and they did some funny things from time to time with Carson.
He just played. Okay, gotcha. That's what it was. So he played some quarterback that night.
Yep.
And then that was sort of the handoff. Then for junior year, he played quarterback, and Tate switched to fullback, running back.
That was good for us.
And yeah, that worked out very well. Again, right? That's like those coaching decisions, coaching moves that the staff makes year over year. That always yep, that was really good. Handoff there. Not much doing for number 23, who would be Isaiah Carson, freshman for Newman.
Do you guys? I may have just forgot everything. What position did Carson play last year? Linebacker on defense.
So he had that shoulder/arm issue. So he played, was a defensive back.
Safety on defense.
What about? Did he play offense?
His play was offensive last year. Yes.
I don't think you can say that.
Offense.
I mean, you are related.
I just hope he's listening. He appreciates those sorts of comments.
Running back on third down, gets a yard, makes it 4th and 7. Under 3 minutes to go in this one. 60-0 Saints. Looks like the punt team on for the Knights. And the Saints, that should do it in terms of preserving the shutout, Slam and Sammy P, unless something goes terribly wrong here with the running clock.
What could go?
The Saints.
Well, Nashville had to play last week.
They did.
Does Newman have one this week?
I doubt it.
Punt. Good punt.
To D. Brum. He's going to try to take it. Brum scoots up the field. He gets to the 40s.
All right, Slam and Sammy, you're calling this one. Call it with all your might. This is final 2 minutes of a running clock. Slam and Sammy is wetting his whistle right now. This
loaded
is
up on
going
sugary root beer.
Be delightful.
So
Are you having as much fun as these boys down on the sideline are?
that's close. That's close.
Well, check this out.
They having fun down there. D-Hance. That guy had himself a game tonight. You know, we don't often call the offensive linemen defensive line names, and when you do, it's usually not positive, right? And so we tried to call them out tonight. They did work up front.
That's honestly one of the best compliments you can give a lineman on offense, especially if you don't talk about them all night. You had a great night.
You had a really good night.
Oh, we're just dealing it. Wow.
Victory formation for the Saints.
We interrupted you, Sam. You were about to.
Sammy,
do
you're
a
going to have
soliloquy.
another call right
All
here.
right,
You got another call. Let's see
let's-
what you can make of this.
Last play here.
Ham it up.
Fake deal pass to Ekball for a touchdown.
You are brutal, kid. Seriously.
Boot on the throat.
No
Sammy
kidding.
P.
Oh, Ekball's not in.
Hey, if you're wondering where we're going next, stick around after this one. We'll have final game statistics brought to you by Not Your Average Joe.
Clevenger. Under center. He kneels the ball down. No way.
And that will do it. The Saints 60, Newman Catholic Knights 0 in a game that was dominated by St. Ansgar from the opening kickoff. It's all Saints here in STA. They win it 60-0.
Well, that baby
Won't be many.
You'll see CFB for tonight. Adios.
See you,
Good night,
Slam and
Slam and
Sammy P.
Sammy.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Johnson Oil, we do a little bit of everything from home to tank. We can set your LP tanks, fill your refined fuel, monitor your tanks, fill your LP cylinders, and we can get whatever parts and service you need.
Out is the we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
I have stats. You guys want to go through those stats? In a 60-0 Saints victory here, Cal McGuire for the Knights, 4 of 9 passing, 21 yards. Isaiah Keston, 2 of 4 passing, 27 yards. Isaiah Keston did it all tonight. Hats off to that kid. He left her all out there. He also had 16 carries for 65 yards for the Knights, not to mention 2 receptions for that guy as well. On the Saints side of the football, Jay Suisau throws it just 3 times tonight, 2 completions, 26 yards. One of those to Corbin Michaels for a touchdown, one of them to Connor Mullenback. Rushing-wise, Corbin Michaels had 216 yards at half. He had 216 yards to end the game, according to my stat keeper.
Yeah, he didn't.
I don't believe he got the ball in the second half. Is that right? No, he did.
He did his the first play. He got it wasn't much. It's a 2-yard run or something. Right?
Yep. So they must have credited that to somebody else. We'll get that straightened out.
Maybe I lied. Maybe that was another Tyson Klein run.
It might have been. The official stat keeper says 216 yards for Michaels, 41 yards rushing Suisau, 21 yards rushing Clevenger, 82 yards for Andrew Hall on that last drive.
That's insanity.
That was fun. And 72 yards for Tyson Klein. What a night for the Saints. They dominate in the shorthanded Newman football team and come in here tonight and beat the 4-1 Knights. Send them to 4-2. The Saints move to 5-1. Guys, there's only 2 weeks left in this regular season. The Saints go to Sheffield to play West Fork next week. I guess I shouldn't say Sheffield. Their schools are all over. Where is the football field at West Fork? Is it in Sheffield? Am I right
yes,
on that?
I think yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
To
It's in
Sheffield to play West Fork next week, 7 o'clock. And then they wrap up the last week here back at home versus Lake Mills. So just 2 regular season weeks left. I believe with that victory, it is almost mathematically impossible for the Saints to miss the playoffs. So we will have a game number 9, regardless of what happens from here, that we will bring you in the coming weeks. We're going to keep doing. If you missed it, we started really early tonight. The first hour or so is kind of a Class A preview show that we need a name for, so go check that out. Submit your ideas for what we should call that show for a chance to win fabulous prizes.
Yeah, some Saints TV swag at stake, plus whatever. I mean, who knows whatever.
Some sponsors would be happy to throw in some gear. I
will
have a feeling.
personally throw in 2 homemade cookies, plus a Saints TV shirt, a Saints TV cap. So add 2 homemade cookies to the mix, whatever you guys want to throw in. But
I've got a Beeland Ag Risk
it.
Services sweatshirt as well. I'd throw in. So a really nice Carhartt sweatshirt. We can throw that baby in as well.
I love it. Well, so next week I should have a schedule in front of me. I'm always pretty terrible about this. Volleyball next week. I should know where we're going to be. Football, we know. Like I said, we're going to be in Sheffield.
Yep, exactly. We will have some JV football kind of on the fly. A lot of times those aren't planned, but if you want to watch some of that, you can tune in here. Volleyball looks like Northwood Kensett at... No, that was this week.
That was this week.
Let's click next week where it says Newman Catholic. The Saints at Newman Catholic on 10-8. That would be Tuesday, right?
Today's the 4th, 5, 6. Yes,
Yes,
Tuesday night.
night, 7:30 at Newman. Your number 4 Saints travel to Newman.
And we expect that Skippy D'Angelo and Jack Tripper will be bringing that one to you. Skippy's been doing a good job of streaming these events, so he will let us know. I guess if he's going to be doing that, we anticipate he probably will.
He probably will. If you haven't tuned into a volleyball broadcast, you need to do that. It's a lot of fun. Those guys do a nice job of bringing you the top 5 ranked Saints volleyball team. We'll bring you the top 5 ranked Saints football team. What a fall sports season it has been here in Saint Country.
Yes, it has.
This is the only other score I could find, or the same score from.
So Tri-Center, who was down to St. Albert early, right?
I believe the game open so far.
Yeah, have a 20-point lead there. That is not going to be far off of Steve's prediction. I don't believe.
Right.
I have it in my paper, but it's so dark in here I can't see it. So.
And if you don't know what Steve's prediction is, you've got to check the beginning of this stream, which started. How early were we in the beginning of this?
Like 5:15, 5:30. So it was hours ago now.
Hours ago we started this thing, and there were some pretty great predictions. Check it out. We're looking for a name. We're giving away prizes. We expect to do more of the same next week as far as predictions, analysis, things that others were just not brave enough to say.
They refused to do.
They refused to do it, but we did it. We did it. Is it because we're dumb? Maybe. You decide.
Never know.
Go listen. You be the judge.
You be the judge. And send us your ideas for what to call this thing for great Saints TV prizes.
Thanks for tuning in. Love you all out there. Thanks for supporting Saints TV. Scan that QR code. Give a donation if you can. Help keep this stream free.
Oh, I got one more score update. I'm not going to have time to put the graphic in.
Tell us.
But Sibley Cheatham is down to Galen Catholic. Galen Catholic is leading 34-12.
34-12 in that one.
Third quarter for that. We got done. It's not even 9 o'clock.
Well, I'm not sure what this. And in volleyball, it's 3 straight home by 8, but not the same here for football.
What is it? What is it? 60 straight and home by
60
9.
after 8. 60 straight, be home by 60 after 8. I like it.
Well, all right. Well, whatever.
Until next time.
It feels like one of those podcasts you listen to that just never end.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up. We got to go.
We started hours ago. Like,
we got places to be.
We got places to be, people to see. I can't find the button to end this thing.
We're stalling so we can find the button.
There we go. All right. See you later, folks. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.